Good evening and welcome to February 20th, 1941. I'm Henry Chop, your host, and I will tell you what we have coming up in just 90 seconds. If you enjoy the content on this channel, not only subscribe, but please donate to its upkeep. Because of the vintage old-time radio, films, and music that we feature, this channel does not qualify for YouTube monetization. Help motivate us to keep posting this wonderful content and seeking out more. We'd like to think that this channel is more interesting than any other nostalgia channel of a similar type. Help us keep going by donating. In the description section of this video, you will find a secure link to PayPal. Any little bit helps. Thank you for your support. If you love old-time radio, film, and music, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and click on the bell icon to get notifications as to when a new upload will premiere. If you are interested in World War II as much as I am, check out our other channel, the World War II newspaper channel. Expand the description section to this video and you will see a link that will take you there. Now, I'd suggest listening to the latest upload to decide if it's your thing. Over there, you will hear the Chicago Tribune read to you for between 90 minutes to 2 hours. You will get a much more detailed look about what it was like to actually live through World War II than I can give you just by sharing radio broadcasts. You will not only hear detailed news of the big battles and historical events, you will hear trivial facts about the war. You will hear news from the United States home front from the early stages of U.S. mobilization and war protests to Pearl Harbor and the ramping up of the war machine to the final victories and reconversion. You will hear every facet of American life change forever. All right, let me quickly tell you what we're going to listen and watch tonight. We have a double feature movie, and we're going to listen to the Rudy Valley Seal Test show. So we're going to start things off with Rudy Valley, and then we'll go right to the movie. So right after Rudy Valley's done, we're going to pick up our girlfriend and head over to the movie because she has been dying to see Judy Garland, but she's first going to have to sit through Kay Kyser. We're going to see You Will Find Out with starring Kay Kyser and his orchestra, and then we're going to have a Judy Garland movie, Little Nellie Kelly. Now, I'm hoping that the YouTube gods do not make me chop this up, and I'm a little worried about the Judy Garland movie, so hopefully you will be able to see that tonight. We will see what happens. So you know what? Let's just hope. Okay. The tubes are warming up on this old radio. Let's listen to that. And you know what? It's dish night at the theater. So let's go to the movies.
The Seal Test System of Laboratory Protection presents Rudy Valley with John Barrymore, Lurene Tuttle, and as our special guest, Miss Billie Burke.
I'll give you a smile for a smile, a song for a song for a while. I'll give you a heart for a moment sublime. Right from the start, we'll have a grand time. I'll give you a dream for your dream. If you'll make me a part of your scheme, then day by day and year by year, let's have a smile for a smile, my dear. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rudy Valley welcoming you to another Seal Test program. That familiar call to the post sets the scene for a racetrack story, our own version of the great Santa Anita Handicap. Tonight's field is paced by that favorite, Billie Burke, out of MGM by permission. Among the also-rans will be Rudy Valley, out of Maine by Seal Test, and John Barrymore, out of bed by mistake. And not kidding either. And now, let's go to Santa Anita Racetrack on the morning of the famous $100,000 handicap. They're off to the races. Here's a ticket just for you. They're off to the races. Bet $1 bill or two. Each horse is a demon. Just look and you'll see one that you can choose. You can't lose. They're off and 100,000 hearts are beating fast. Each heart beats in tempo with the hoofbeats flying past.
You may lose your shirt, but you'll feel no pain.
It really won't hurt you, and you'll come back again
When
you
they
shout,
shout, "They're off,
they're off."
Now, here we are at famous Santa Anita Racetrack, where the wealthy sportswoman, Billy Burke, and her Irish trainer, Rudy O'Valley, are watching the time trials of Miss Burke's horse, Billy B.
Miss Burke, sure and look at Billy B. Go down that stretch, Miss Burke. Why, you've got the fastest horse on the track.
But couldn't he run much faster if that man would get off his back?
Oh, saints preserve us, Miss Burke. Every horse must carry a man. That's the rule.
Oh, no, it's not. Here comes a man carrying a horse.
Hello, Miss Burke.
Oh, hello, Bing.
Sure, and don't worry your pretty head, Miss Burke. Billy B is a sure thing to win the Santa Anita Handicap and the $100,000.
Oh, how nice. I wonder how he'll spend it.
Faith, and I don't think you understand, Miss Burke. You are the one who will win the money.
Oh, that's silly. I can't run fast enough.
For a horse owner, Miss Burke, you certainly don't know much about the animals. Now, take me. I first fell in love with horses when I was a milkman. Finest friend I ever had was the horse that pulled my wagon. His name was Homogenized.
Homogenized?
Yes, a milk term, ma'am. Homogenized is when cream, which contains the butter particles, is put into the milk, which has the cream particles, making one smooth lactic liquid out of what was formerly two heterogeneous components.
Well, it's wonderful what they can teach these horses today.
Yes, but, ma'am, I'm afraid I've forgotten old Homogenized. I'm only thinking of Billy B. I haven't told you, ma'am, but when I get my share of her winnings tomorrow, I'm going to marry your secretary, Lorraine.
But the colonel says his horse is going to win.
The colonel? Who's the colonel?
Why, the famous Kentucky horse breeder, Colonel J. Cornpone Barrymore.
And what's his horse's name?
Malnutritious.
J. Cornpone Barrymore. I know a John Barrymore. Could the J in the colonel's name stand for John?
No, I think it's Julius, or did he say Julius?
Miss Burke, are you sure that this Barrymore's a real Southern colonel?
Well, I think so. What's a Southern colonel like?
Well, he's usually a distinguished-looking man, tall and erect, with fine flowing hair, a bloom in his cheek, and a refined, genteel, quiet dignity about him. That's a Southern colonel.
Oh, I see. Well, perhaps this one is a Northern colonel. But he seemed very convincing when he told me about his plantation.
Plantation?
Yes, he specializes in raising horses, tobacco, cotton, and sugar.
Cane?
Yes, I think he raises a little of that, too. You see, the colonel isn't a professional sportsman. Racing is just his hobby. You see, my Mr. Barrymore is just an amateur.
Then we can't be thinking of the same man.
Oh, no, of course not. Well, I have an appointment for tea with Colonel Barrymore, and I've got to go. So, au revoir. Or, as the French say, goodbye. Oh, Rosie!
Ah, Lorraine, my Colleen. It's a sight for sore eyes that you are. I'm champing at the bit to have a little talk with you.
Champing at the bit. Rudy, sometimes I think that horses mean more to you than I do.
Now, Lorraine, how can you say that? Why, you're the prettiest filly I ever did see. That beautiful chestnut mane and those wide-set eyes, those strong legs, that glossy skin. You're a thoroughbred, Lorraine.
Rudy, why don't you enter me in the race and marry the horse?
Sure, and it's sorry I am a tal, but I guess I've just got horses in the brain. And it's a high-strung temperament you have for a girl of 18.
How do you know I'm only 18?
Sure, I looked at your teeth.
Oh, Rudy O'Valley, if you don't get your mind off of horses while you're with me... Oh, all right, Rudy, let's forget it. Here's a kiss for you.
Thank you. Now, here's a lump of sugar for you.
Rosie O'Valley, faith, and I hope I never break my leg while I'm with you.
Lorraine! I didn't know you were Irish. I guess I've been around horses so much that my talk isn't very romantic. But I guess you know what's in my heart. Someone to really care. Someone, my every dream to share. Someone heart is close to mine. Someone to love me, rain or shine. I long for love when day is done. I know I'd be the lucky one. I'd be in heaven, my search would be through with some wonderful someone.
Oh, Rudy, I'd be so happy if it weren't for the fact that Miss Burke is having tea with that so-called Southern gentleman. I don't trust that Colonel John Barrymore.
John Barrymore?
Why, yes, of course.
I see it all now. So it is John Barrymore. Come on, me darling. Let's get over to his table before he fleeces Miss Burke out of Billy B. And I find myself back on that milk wagon, driving homogenized.
Speaking of racing, you know there's a great race being run all this month between those two luscious Seal Test ice cream treats. One day, Seal Test ice cream cherry pie will lead in popular favor. Next day, Seal Test chocolate fudge royale will forge ahead.
Well, the Seal Test ice cream cherry pie is a favorite at our house. Only this morning I got strict orders from my little girl to be sure and serve it at her Washington's birthday party. And you know, I don't know where I could find anything more convenient or more appropriate. And how youngsters love that pie, with its smooth vanilla ice cream, filled with real red-ripe cherries and decorated with colorful whipped cream.
Well, my family's vote goes to chocolate fudge royale in that convenient new Seal Test pint package. I never saw ice cream disappear so fast, or plates scraped so thoroughly for that last lingering spoonful. And I don't wonder, because it's really two treats in one. Delicious vanilla ice cream streaked with real creamy chocolate fudge.
And so it goes, wherever Seal Test ice cream is sold. Of course, we think the best solution is to serve them both often, because they'll only be here during February. So remember, Seal Test ice cream cherry pie and Seal Test chocolate fudge royale in the new red, white, and gray Seal Test pint package. Two thrilling treats that are waiting for you at Seal Test ice cream dealers. A little later, we'll tell you where to buy Seal Test products in your community. Now back to Santa Anita Racetrack, where we find Colonel J. Cornpone Barrymore awaiting the arrival of Miss Burke in the stable of his racing steed, Malnutrition.
Sam? Sam!
Yes, sir, Mr. Barrymore.
Sam, did you feed Malnutritious today?
No, sir. We all out of oats.
That nag can eat oats faster than I can sow 'em. Sam, did you give Malnutritious a workout this morning?
Yes, sir.
What was the time?
10 flat.
10 flat?
Yeah, he ran 10 feet and fell flat.
Sam, my oxidized friend, are you by any chance casting aspersions on my horse?
No, sir. I consider Malnutritious a virtuoso.
You do?
Yeah, very little virtue and oh so slow. Mr. Barrymore, which outfit of clothes does you want me to lay out for you today? Is you going to be the foreign ambassador, the movie actor, the Kentucky Colonel?
Definitely not the movie actor. That's not a good disguise.
I don't know. You've been getting by with it for a long time.
What did I wear yesterday when I went to see the wealthy Miss Billy Burke?
You was a Kentucky Colonel.
Oh, sure enough. The ladies kind of cotton to me when I was a Kentucky Colonel, don't they?
Mr. Barrymore, you is the bluebeard of the bluegrass.
Help me slip into my Kentucky Colonel outfit, Sam.
Yes, sir.
I'm expecting Miss Burke along any minute now. Sam, if I play my cards right, I may get her to trade her horse, Billy B., for Malnutritious.
To make a trade like that, you better catch Miss Burke in an unconscious moment.
That, Sam, should not be difficult. There's Miss Burke. Now, bring Malnutritious in.
Yes, sir.
And prop him up. Sam, keep those flies away from him.
Shall I spray him with insecticide?
Don't you dare. He'd be the first to drop. Sam, open the door. Colonel J. Cornpone Barrymore is receiving. Why, come in, Miss Burke. Welcome, my dear lady. I bid you all welcome you all.
Oh, thank you. Now, where can I find Colonel Barrymore?
But, ma'am, don't you all remember? I was Colonel Barrymore.
Oh, but I thought the Colonel was a Southerner.
Ma'am, you don't remember me. Don't you all remember how yesterday we walked down through that shady glen, neath the lilac bushes? And when we were there in a lonely spot, I stopped and tenderly whispered something in your ear.
And did I slap your face?
Yeah.
Good morning, Colonel.
You honor my humble stable, ma'am. Miss Burke, yours is the gracious charm that is the soul. You are the honeysuckle of Georgia, the magnolias of Virginia, the orange blossoms of Louisiana, and the pineapples of Arkansas.
But, Colonel, they don't have any pineapples in Arkansas.
It's fair loss, ma'am. And I'm deeply honored by your visit because it gives me the opportunity of showing you my horse. The horse is going to win the Santa Anita Handicap.
I beg your pardon, Colonel, but my trainer, Rudy O'Valley, says that my horse is going to win the race.
Rudy O'Valley. What does that young whippersnapper know about it? Why, he ain't dry behind the ears.
Oh, well, who is in California in this weather?
Miss Burke, I admit that your horse has a good bloodline. Billy B. out of Dixie Coil by a Sun Gold, but glance at the pedigree of my noble steed.
Oh, my. Malnutritious, out of glue works, by accident.
Would you like to see the noble thoroughbred, ma'am?
Why, yes, I would.
Sam, bring out that spirited animal. I'll just have a chair, Miss Burke. Please, not that one. That's for the horse.
Oh.
There you are, Malnutritious. Sounds like Lionel. Steady, old fella. Well, there's Sam, Miss Burke. Proud, sensitive beast that he is. What do you think of him?
Well, I don't know. But shouldn't he have 4 legs?
Oh, he has, ma'am, he has. One of his legs is in a sling. You see, he's so nervous and high-strung. I do that to keep him from biting his nails.
But, Colonel, for a thoroughbred, isn't he a little swayback?
Perfectly natural, ma'am. You ever hear of 3 men on a horse?
Yes.
He was the horse.
Oh. Well, my trainer, Mr. O'Valley, told me to always notice a horse's withers.
There they are, ma'am. See for yourself.
Oh, wonderful. He's awfully withered, isn't he?
Miss Burke, I can see that you're an excellent judge of horse flesh.
No, it's nothing at all, Colonel. Your horse has so little flesh to judge.
Nevertheless, Miss Burke, there stands the winner of the handicap. Proud, sensitive beast that he is.
But, Colonel Cornpone...
Miss Burke, let's look at it from a common sense angle. How old is your horse?
He's 3.
There you are. My horse had more experience. He's 36. In the full bloom of horsehood.
Oh, you're lucky to own him, Colonel. Oh, if he's 36, they can't take him in the draft, can they? Oh, dear. Mr. O'Valley, you says that you can only tell a horse's age by his teeth.
That's quite right, ma'am. Would you like to see his teeth?
Why, yes.
Sam! Bring in malnutritious teeth. Now, another reason why mine is the better horse. What are the odds on Billy B?
2 to 1. Oh, or was it 5 to 1? Well, anyway, it was close to noon.
There you are. 2 to 1. What are the odds on my horse? 100 to 1.
Oh, good heavens. And your horse is 50 times better than mine.
Exactly. Proud, sensitive beast that he is.
Colonel, I'm so disappointed. I was sure my own Billy B would win the handicap. Of course, I don't care about the money, but I did have my heart set on winning the cup.
Cup? What cup?
Why, the loving cup.
Loving cup? Are they giving cups for that now?
Oh, I did so want to win this race. Colonel Barrymore, I don't suppose you'd consider selling malnutrition?
Sell 'em! Miss Burke, I'm going to give you malnutrition.
Give him to me?
Yeah, and all I want in return is just some little token of your affection. Some little token, like, let's say Billy B.
Oh, Colonel Barrymore, that's so sweet of you.
Nothing at all, ma'am. Nothing at all.
Miss Burke!
Wait, here comes my trainer, Mr. O'Valley. He'll be so happy to know about this.
Well, I'll have to rush along.
All right. I'm so grateful to you, Colonel. Or, John, I don't know what to call you.
Wait till after the race. You'll think of something. By the way, when you turn malnutritious over to Mr. O'Valley, give him this box of matches. He'll understand. Goodbye. I'll just slip out the back door.
Miss Burke, have you seen Barrymore? Has anything happened?
Look, Mr. O'Valley. Isn't he cute?
What is he?
Why, he's malnutritious.
He certainly is. But what is he?
He's a horse. My horse. Proud, sensitive beast that he is. I traded Billy B for malnutritious and a box of matches. I wonder what the matches are for. Do you know, Mr. O'Valley?
I presume to light a fire under him when you want him to stand up. Miss Burke, you traded Billy B for this broken-down bag of bones?
Why, yes. The colonel says he'll win in a walk.
That's the only way. Well, if you've already traded him, I guess there's nothing we can do about it. Let's put a leash on him and take him back to the stable.
But a leash is for dogs. Malnutritious isn't a dog.
No? Wait till you see him run.
Mr. O'Valley, look. Malnutritious is getting up on his feet. He's looking at you. He's nodding. Why, he seems to know you.
Yes, you're right. Why? It can't be. Wait, I'll test him. 2 quarts for Mrs. Schwartz. Homogenized.
Mr. O'Valley, what does this all mean?
It means that all is not lost. This is my old milk wagon horse, homogenized, and I, Rudy Valley, will personally ride him tomorrow in the Santa Anita Handicap. Now, a brief pause to tell you where to buy those luscious Seal Test ice cream treats. Here we go to all of those communities where Seal Test ice cream and milk are sold. Ready? thought he was pulling a fast one, Miss Burke. But I'll show him a thing or two, Lorraine.
You mean you're going to race Homogenized just to spite Mr. Barrymore?
Yes, and win with him. I'm going to bring home the bacon in spite of that ham. You'll be mighty proud of me when that paddock bugle blows and I ride out and Homogenized wearing the Rudio Valley riding colors.
What are they?
Why, the colors I always wear when I ride a horse. Black and blue. And Miss Burke feels I'm going to win. Why, she's going to bet $10,000 on Homogenized.
$10,000? Why, she'll lose her money.
She don't have to worry. We can always sell Homogenized. Why, I got 4 offers for him this morning.
4 offers for that broken-down old nag? Who from?
3 merry-go-rounds and a man who likes to whittle.
Oh, Rudy, I'm all upset. If you lose the race, we won't be able to get married.
Darling, don't worry. We'll get by somehow. And remember that win or lose, my love for you would flow on forever, like the River Shannon itself.
Keep an eye on your heart. Every moment we're apart. Keep a lookout when you're stepping out. You belong to me. Keep an eye on your heart. Don't upset my apple cart. Keep your sweet charms out of other and save your love for me. When you're tempted, won't you make believe you dreamt it? Just remember that a stolen sweet would be indiscreet. Don't go near Lover's Lane. Let that old moon shine in vain. Keep the coast clear, there's no telling, dear, what the moonlight will start. But keep your mind on your, keep a spy on your, keep an eye on your heart.
Well, I've got to be rushing off, Lorraine. Wish me luck.
Oh, I do, Rudy. I'll be standing by the finish line watching you come in.
Thanks, me darling. I hope Miss Burke got her bet down on Homogenized.
Oh, there you are, Colonel. Colonel Barrymore. Colonel.
First, the fiendish female has found me.
Oh, here you are, Colonel Barrymore, you old rascal, you.
Pardonnez-moi, madame, je ne sais pas votre connaissance. Parlez français.
Oh, Colonel. I can never get enough of your southern accent.
Now, Miss Burke, I hope you all don't kind of get sore. You're going to let bygones be bygones. The horse trade is a horse trade, you know.
Oh, I know. You thought you'd outsmarted me. But just remember the old saying, he who laughs last is worth 2 in the bush.
Miss Burke, your brilliant intelligence is exceeded only by your amazing imbecility.
Oh, thank you. And the same to you, Colonel.
What do you mean?
I mean that I happened to get the best of our bargain. Malnutritious turned out to be Rudy O'Valley's old milk wagon horse, Homogenized. And Rudy is going to ride him to victory today.
I'll bet $10,000 that horse can't win. Proud, sensitive bust. Beast that he is.
Jabba Balmore, as the saying goes. How would you like to put your money where your mouth is?
I'm happy to oblige, ma'am. How do wish you bet your nag? To win, place, or show?
Win, place, or show?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. What does he do best?
If you're smart, you'll put the $10,000 on his nose.
No, you're not going to outsmart me again. He'll have enough trouble running without balancing all that money on his nose. Now, here's my $10,000. Where's yours?
Well, as a matter of fact, I got my money tied up in mink coats.
Well, no money, no bet.
Tell you what I'll do. I'll just hold your $10,000 as collateral, and then we'll settle up after the race.
Well, how do I know I can trust you?
Madam, can't you take my word for it?
Well, I don't know.
Why, look at me. Look me straight in the face.
Well, no, I think I'd rather take your word for it.
Well, folks, we're about ready to start the Santa Anita handicap. The horses are at the starting gate, and they're off. Billy B breaks fast in front. Dixie Girl second by a head. Coming home, Abe's Boy, Running Gold, and Homogenized. At the turn, it's Billy B by 2 lengths. Abe's Boy, Coming Home, Running Gold, and Homogenized. At the 3/4, it's still Billy B by 8 lengths. Ed Gardner, Coming Home, Running Gold. It's a lovely day today, folks. The sun is shining, the birds are singing. It's a wonderful sight out here, and homogenized. Wait a minute, folks. Jockey O'Valley is whispering something in Homogenized's ear. Now the horse is hugging the rail. Now the horse is hugging O'Valley. They sure make a lovely couple. Now O'Valley is crooning into Homogenized's ear. The horse is beginning to run. O'Valley is crooning. Homogenized is passing the field. He's neck and neck with Billy B, and he's over. O'Valley has crooned Homogenized to victory. He wins by a nose.
Oh, Rudy, darling, you won, and now we can be married. Oh, Rudy, you were wonderful. We've won. And now Mr. Barrymore here owes me $20,000.
Well, Barrymore, pay up.
$20,000. Here's my personal check, Miss Burke.
Oh, thank you. But where can I cash it?
Well, meet me tonight in the garden in the moonlight.
Don't you do it, Miss Burke. He's paid off too many bets that way.
Oh, no. No, Rudy. I think I will meet Mr. Barrymore tonight. I've got to have some interest outside of a horse. You know, Homogenized isn't getting any younger, and I'm not getting any younger.
And certainly Barrymore isn't getting any younger. What are you going to do with Homogenized, Miss Burke?
Well, you and Laureen can have good old Homogenized for a wedding present. And I want you to treat him, to retire him, treat him nicely, put him on a farm, and let him spend the rest of his days browsing around some young fillies.
The very future I'd planned for myself.
Miss Burke, I can't thank you enough for all you've done for Lorene and myself.
Oh, that's all right. Now, Rudy, you should be very happy that you have Homogenized back.
And you have John Barrymore.
Yes, proud, sensitive beast that he is.
Next week, John and I will operate together on the thrilling saga of science, serums and shenanigans entitled Dr. Valley's Greatest Triumph. Our special guest will be Billy Gilbert. Until next Thursday, then, this is Rudy Valley reminding you to look for the red and white seal test symbol when you buy milk, ice cream, and other dairy products. Au revoir, and good night.
Billy Burke appeared on tonight's program through the courtesy of Metro-Goldwyn Mayer Studios. Seal Test Incorporated and its member companies are subsidiaries of the National Dairy Products Corporation.
This is the National Broadcasting Company.
radio.
Why, lady, that's Kay Kaiser.
Hey! Will you shut off that radio? My wife's trying to sleep.
Yeah, well, you better wake her up, buddy, or she'll miss Kay Kaiser.
You know who that is, honey? That's Kay Kaiser.
Students!
Yeah. Are you sure?
Yeah! Well, all right. That's right. Bing Crosby is a crooner who has 4 boys, and he's not making a picture called My Son, My Son, My Son, My Son. I'm sorry you missed that, Mr. Corey. And now, Miss Gabby Lawson, for your last question, Mr. Ray Wolf of Chapel Hill, North Carolina, wants you to name this song.
Pop goes the weasel.
What'd you say?
Pop goes the weasel.
You popped it right on the head. Now, what's the difference between a weasel, an easel, and a measle? What's a measle? Go ahead, break out with it.
A measle is one of the measles, I guess.
Oh, that's all right. Now, if there is such a word as measle, it's the singular of measles. Is that right? Or am I too rash? Now, what's an easel?
Well, an easel is
Yeah. Oh, no, don't use your hands. Describe it in words for our radio audience.
Well, an easel is a sort of stand for artists to put their paintings.
Right, that's good enough. An easel is a frame to support a painter's canvas, or on which to place an object of art or a painting. That's what you said, isn't it? Yeah, sure. Now, what is a weasel? This one's very easel.
A weasel is a little man.
Are you sure?
That's what I've heard my mother call my father.
Could be. As a slang expression, you're absolutely right. Although a weasel is really a small, 4-legged animal. But that's very good, Miss Lawson. Thank you. Thank you. And Mr. Corey, here's your last question. Mr. Frank Martinelli of San Francisco wants you to name this song and tell us from what picture it's taken.
Hi-ho, hi-ho.
Correct. As off to work we go.
That's right.
Is that song from Gulliver's Travels, Snow White, Pinocchio, or Gone with the Wind?
It's from Pinocchio.
No, take another guess. Don't let this get you Disney. Go ahead, take another guess. Students! Snow White! That's right. Hi-ho was the marching song of Snow White's little friends, the 7 dwarfs. Now, can you name 3 of the 7 dwarfs? Cut it out.
Sneezy.
Sneezy. I wonder how he got that. Now, 2 more. Oh, boy.
Happy?
Happy, yeah. You're doing fine. Sneezy and happy and one more.
Oh, Dopey.
What are you looking at me for? Just for that, you have to sing. The song is My Bonnie Lies Over the Ocean. And in case you are nervous... Oh, by the way, here are the words to the song. In case you're nervous, we're going to give you a bite of this cake every now and then. Just to help you along. All right, let's go. And don't stop singing. Take it away, Lyman.
My Bonnie lies over the ocean.
A bite.
My Bonnie lies over the sea.
Another bite.
My Bonnie lies over the ocean.
A bite.
Oh, bring back my Bonnie to me.
A bite.
Bring back.
Bite.
Bring back.
Bite.
Bring back my Bonnie to me.
Bite.
To me.
A bite.
Bring back. Bring back.
All right. The final round is over, and the judges have decided that the winner of this evening's session of the College of Musical Knowledge is none other than Miss Gabby Lawson of Chicago.
Enjoying the program, honey?
I certainly am. But I can't understand how they make it come out on time.
That's good management. Well, where do you suppose Kay would be if it weren't for me?
Right out there where he is now.
You're a very smart girl.
What a session. And now, no more cogitation. It's time for relaxation. So off with your thinking caps, on with your shoes with taps. And like the fellow once said, grab yourself a co-ed. What I mean is, come on, children, yes, dance.
Just like the fella once said,
It's Sully Mason, Jenny Sims, Harry Babbitt, Iska Bibble, and all the gang. Take it, Sully.
Like the fella once said who sat on his hat, I'm telling you, baby, I'm leaving you flat. Like the bale of hay said that dropped from a load, I'm telling you, baby, I'm hitting that road, yes, I'm hitting that road. Admit it, you fooled me for a spell, but just like the farmer told the well, I dug you like the bicycle pump once said to the spare. I'm telling you, baby, I'm giving you air. So there, oh, like the fella once said,
Like the fella once said to the mule that was sick, I'm telling you, baby, you're losing your kick.
You know what the short chair said to tall chair?
No, Ace, what did the short chair say to the tall chair?
Hi, chair. Like the fella once said while shaving his mush, I'm telling you, baby, you're getting a brush.
Hey, Ace, you know what the bug said to the windshield?
Yeah, that's me all over.
Yeah, that's me all over.
They'll be off the air in 2 minutes. Let's wait in Kay's dressing room.
Well, nothing old-fashioned about radio, is there?
Nothing except the comedian's jokes. Do you know tonight's the first time I've seen you in 6 months? Let me take a look at you.
Oh, let me take a look at myself first.
Something tells me your face is going to be an awful shock to Kay's mirror.
My lips just won't stay on.
Stay on me just fine.
Oh.
You can't improve on that face, and you know it. Sometimes I think I ought to break down and ask you to marry me.
Why don't you, Chuck?
Oh, you're not rich enough.
Oh, but my Aunt Margot is. Incidentally, I wrote her all about you.
You know, Auntie is a lady who is very hard to please.
Say what?
What?
Oh, what did your Aunt Margot say?
Well, she said she'd be very glad to have me back home after so many years at school. She's glad I invited friends for the night I arrived because it's the eve of my 21st birthday and I should have a party anyway. She'll be very happy to meet my young man, and she hopes Mr. Kaiser won't charge you too much for playing at my party. Love and kisses, Aunt Margot.
Chatty old babe, isn't she? Kay?
Say, Chuck, there's a few things I want you to do for me without fail. Send a wire to Joe Nolan on the coast.
This lady comes from nice people.
Oh, excuse me.
Kay, I want you to meet Janice Bellicrest.
Hello, Mr. Kaiser.
The name is Kay.
Oh.
How do you do? I don't usually undress in front of strange ladies.
I'm sure you don't.
Come too, Kay. Janice is the girl you're going to play for tomorrow night.
Oh, of course. That's the birthday party.
Yes.
Then you're the girl that Chuck,
That's right, the girl that Chuck met when you were playing Boston.
Say, you told me she was just a schoolgirl.
Well, she was when I met her in finishing school.
Oh, but now I'm finished. I know you have a lot of things to do, so I'll run along.
Oh, did you tell Mac would be using the bus tomorrow?
It's all taken care of, Kay.
I'm looking forward to tomorrow evening.
Thanks.
So long, boss.
So long.
You're not going to go back to Bellicrest Manor tonight, are you?
I have to finish my shopping in the morning.
That's all I wanted to know. How about a short Roomba and a long Cuba Libre?
Oh, I can't argue against that.
Swell, I'll get a cab. I'd like to get my hands on the drunk who was driving that car. He couldn't have come much closer if he was trying to hit you.
He was, Chuck.
What?
I don't believe that man was drunk. I think he aimed at me deliberately.
How do you figure that?
Chuck, that's the third near accident I've had in 2 weeks. I didn't mention it because I can't be sure of it. But I think somebody's trying to get me out of the way.
So that's why you're packing that artillery in your bag. I saw it in the mirror. Oh, but it doesn't make sense, honey. Who'd want to flatten out those beautiful curves of yours?
I haven't the slightest idea who or why.
You know what I think?
Mm-mm.
I think that you've been the victim of a series of unpleasant coincidences. You'll get back home tomorrow and never give it another thought.
Maybe you're right. I'm probably dramatizing the whole thing.
Certainly.
Just the same, I'm glad you're coming to the house. I'll feel a lot better with you and Kay and the gang around.
Sure you will.
We ought to be pretty near. 2 or 3 minutes, maybe.
This'll be a pleasure. I enjoy playing for the 400.
You made the society page today, Kay. Listen. The guests at Janice Bellacrest's 21st birthday party tonight will dance to the music of Kay Kaiser and his band. Miss Bellacrest returns home today after an absence of 3 years at school. Some may remember that the luxurious Bellacrest Manor was built by the late Elmer Bellacrest, noted financial magnate and explorer.
He must have been slightly peculiar, too. I read once that the old boy used to sit by the hour and play the piccolo.
Well, all musicians are a little crazy. That's a lie!
Ish, must you take that fugitive from a dog pound every place we go?
Well, I couldn't leave Prince at home, Kay. He's terribly sensitive.
That looks like it.
What a beautiful spot for a murder.
That's the bridge they told me about. It's the only way of getting in and out of the joint.
Okay, you and Ginny go on ahead. Mac, drive around the other entrance.
Oh, there. Hello. Don't get blown away. Jenny, how's my favorite singer? Never better. Go right on in.
Are we on time?
You nearly beat me. I've only been here an hour myself. Jurgen, please see that the boys are taken care of.
Yes, miss.
When it blows up here, it really blows.
Yes, this ought to be a great place to fly a kite.
Just make yourselves at home. Come on, Jenny, I'll show you the powder room.
I must look windblown.
Well, this is something. We never played a party in a museum before.
Well, the old boy certainly collected a lot of souvenirs.
Yeah, I bet he had a towel from every hotel in the world. Well, here's a cozy little nook.
Yeah. This is probably where Elmer practiced exploring.
I'd better give the boys St. Bernard dogs in case they lose each other.
Hey, get a load of this, Kay.
Looks like a dart game.
Yeah. Blowgun, Malay Peninsula. The puncture made by the dart is almost invisible, and the poison cannot be traced in the body. The victim appears to have died from natural causes. Cute, huh?
Listen, Chuck, don't ever book us on the Malay Peninsula.
Well, Chuck, how do you like the place? Oh, don't tell me.
Oh, you just saved me from telling a horrible lie.
You haven't seen anything yet. The house is full of these gadgets.
Yes. Very homey.
I'd like to get rid of them all, but Aunt Margot won't hear of it. I think they make the place look creepy. Don't you, Kay?
Well, I don't know.
Oh, there you are, darling. Come and meet my friends. I want you to know my aunt, Miss Margot Bellacrest. This is Chuck Deems, the young man I told you about, Annie.
How do you do? I'm very happy to know you, Miss.
And this is Mr. Kay Kaiser.
Kay Kaiser. Yes. Yes, I know.
Good evening, ma'am.
Of course, Aunt Margot, you've heard Kay's music on the radio.
I've heard Mr. Kaiser's music, but not on the radio. It comes to me from another source. Won't you come into the study, Mr. Kaiser? You must rest a moment after your long trip.
Come on, Chuck. I'll show you where the boys are going to play.
Oh, all right.
Won't you need me, Chuck?
Oh, don't bother, Kay. I'll arrange the usual setup.
Come with me.
I think I have a little
You thinking of buying that, Ish?
Nah, I wouldn't give you a nickel for that bird. That's the worst job of mounting I've ever seen.
How do you know?
My uncle was an animal stuffer.
He was?
Well, sure. That's terrible. Look at there. The tail ain't on right, and he's got the eyes in the wrong sockets. Boy, whoever stuffed that bird sure was an amateur.
I'm so glad you came, Mr. Kaiser. You've made me very happy. You know, you and I are kindred souls.
We are? Why?
Because you ask questions on the radio. I ask questions, too. But you ask them of the living, while I ask them of the dead.
Of the dead?
I have pierced the veil. I speak to those who have gone to the other side.
Oh, yes. The other side.
Come with me a moment. There he is, sweet soul. You never knew my dear departed brother Elmer, did you, Mr. Kaiser?
No, I don't think I ever had the pleasure.
You'll meet him here, and you'll be his friend. He, too, loved music. And when he speaks to me now, it's sometimes through the voice of the instrument he loved.
The piccolo?
Yes, the piccolo.
Showing Mr. Kaiser the family album, Aunt Margot?
Mr. Kaiser and I have a great deal in common, Janice.
She means the questions. You see, we both ask questions.
Oh, Auntie, I hope you haven't been boring Kay with those wild ideas.
Is communicating with the spirit of your father a wild idea?
Please, darling. Aunt Margot's been letting her imagination run away with her.
You will believe when you see for yourself. They come to me in the darkness. The strange, lonely voices of those who have gone beyond. Elmer's voice comes too. And sometimes his face. And then there are other faces. Faces of those who have long since gone beyond the veil. Mr. Kaiser knows what I mean, don't you, Mr. Kaiser?
Oh, hello there. I thought you were taking a nap.
Well, I was, my dear, thank you. I'm so sorry if I startled your friend, but I didn't want to interrupt your Aunt Margot.
Oh, I'm quite sure you're welcome. I'd like you to meet one of my dearest friends, Judge Mainwaring, Mr. Kaiser.
Good evening.
Good evening, Spencer.
Well, I must say you're looking very well, Margot.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, Jenny, I'll be right with you. Come on with us, Kay, and I'll show you to your rooms. Coming, Aunt Margot?
Yes, dear.
Please don't think me rude, but do you mind if I ask a personal question?
Not at all.
The old lady, Miss Bellercrest, is she wacky? Wacky? I mean, is she inclined to be...
As her attorney for several years, Mr. Kaiser, I can assure you that Margot Bellercrest is just as sane as I am.
Oh, I see. Well, thanks just the same. Pardon me. Well, so long. I'll see you later.
Gentlemen, your room is down the hall.
I'm glad of that. Oh, so am I.
Mr. Kaiser, this is your room, sir.
Thank you. Who decorated this room? Robert Ripley?
This was the master's room, sir. He was quite a collector.
Yes, the master would have been a perfect guest for Hobby Lobby.
His hobby caused his death, sir.
His hobby caused his death?
Yes, sir. Some African savages accused Mr. Bellercrest of looting their temple.
Oh, but he was only collecting, of course.
Of course. But the natives misunderstood. Judge Mainwaring said they literally cut the master into ribbons, sir.
Judge Mainwaring?
Yes, sir. He was with the master when it happened. The judge barely escaped with his life. Can I do anything else, sir?
No. You've made me very happy.
I hope you'll be comfortable, sir.
Comfortable?
Hi, boy.
I beg your pardon. I trust I haven't disturbed you.
Not at all. Not at all. Come right in. Oh, you are in, aren't you?
Yes. I just came to tell you that the spirit of Elmer Bellacrest is in this room. I'm sure you'll find it a friendly one.
Oh, yes. We'll get along just fine together.
Oh, forgive me. I'm Prince Saliano.
How do you do?
Miss Margot Bellacrest has told me that you are a believer.
I am? I mean, she has?
Yes, and it is well. In this house, it is dangerous for those who ridicule. The spirits are strongly displeased with the skeptical.
I can understand exactly how they feel.
I shall go now. Forgive me again for this intrusion.
Drop in again sometime.
Yes. Yes, I shall.
Kay doesn't get the wrong impression. I didn't know until today that Auntie had gone psychic, or I wouldn't have brought you up here.
Oh, Kay's broad-minded. But I never knew there were houses like this except in mystery books.
That's where they belong, in mystery books.
Of course, Jurgen doesn't look his part. In the stories I've read, the butler is always cruel and wicked-looking. And I'm afraid Judge Mainwaring has much too nice a voice to frighten anyone.
Of course he has. Judge Mainwaring was Daddy's oldest friend, and Jurgen's been with us for years. So even if the house does seem haunted, I'm sure that...
Why, what is it? Janice, what's wrong?
There was a face at that window.
A face? Not a soul out there. It must be your imagination. Oh, of all the stupid things.
What a shame, Ginny, and it's entirely my fault.
Oh, quel dommage. Wouldn't it be just like me to do a thing like this?
You take that right off and wear one of mine.
I hope it fits. I've never sung in my underwear before.
Here's one that made the boys at the senior prom absolutely swoon.
I'm glad I tore mine now.
Will anyone fix this, mademoiselle? I'm sure it'll fit. Just slip into it.
Ginny, it's perfect. It couldn't be better if you were poured into it. If I ruin this one, I'll die.
Oh, I knew I felt naked. I forgot my bracelet.
Hey, Kay! Come on, Harry.
Kay, something's wrong.
What happened? Are you all right?
Hey, the lights went out in my room, too.
There they are.
For heaven's sake, Janice, what happened?
I don't know. I went back to get my bracelet and all the lights went out.
Well, who screamed?
I'm afraid I did.
Is something wrong, my dear?
Oh, yes, there is, Judge. We're all getting
Just a minute, boys, please, one at a time.
Well, the lights went out all over the house. Is that what caused the excitement?
Well, yes, I screamed. It was terribly silly.
Well, I'm afraid our lighting system isn't very dependable during a storm like this.
Well, then let's just blame it on the weather and forget about it.
See what happens when I throw a party? Never a dull moment. Let's go, Jenny. All right.
See you downstairs, Steve.
We'll be right with you. Chuck. There's nothing to be upset about, Chuck. You know what lightning will do to these power plants.
What's the idea?
Listen, Chuck, I just saw something that gave me the creeps. What? Take a look at this. Why, when I saw this thing sticking into why, it's gone.
What's gone?
One of those blowgun needles that kills you without leaving any trace. It was sticking right here.
Oh, it was?
I saw it with my own eyes.
Kay, I think you're going a little screwy.
Oh, you do, huh? Well, I'm not screwy enough to stay in this place.
Now, wait a minute, Kay. Take it easy. You can't do this to me.
Oh, can't I?
You can't ruin a girl's party just because you've got a case of nerves.
Nerves my baton. Nobody's gonna keep me around a house where some screwball is throwing poison darts. Why, if his aim had been just a little bit better, Jenny would have been wearing that thing in the back of her neck.
But I didn't see any dart.
Oh, when you looked, it was gone. And the next time you look, I'll be gone. Why do you get me into these things?
All right, Kay, wait a minute, please. Maybe somebody did throw a poison dart, but if what you say is true, that means that Janice is in danger. We've got to stay here and protect her. I'm in love with her, Kay.
You are, Chuck?
Yes, I am.
And who is she in love with?
Well, me.
Then you protect her. I'm taking the gang back to town.
I refuse to leave Janice alone in this house.
Okay, then take her with you, but let's get out of here.
Yeah, but Kay, wait. What about our clothes?
Clothes are no good to a dead man. Come on.
Oh, be reasonable, Kay.
Where are you rushing to?
I'm not rushing to, I'm rushing from. Listen, Judge, there's something going on in this house that I don't want any part of. Goodbye.
Well, does Janice know you're leaving?
We're taking Janice with us.
Just a minute, please, girls. Now that we're here, Janice, where are the men? That's right.
Now, quiet, wolves. Just take it easy. For you, I've invited 8 hand-picked campus heroes, and they'll be here any minute. So get over here. Good.
Oh, now we're talking.
I wasn't sure everybody...
Pardon me, Miss Bellicrest.
Hey, I want you to meet my friends. Ladies, this is Kay Kaiser.
How do you do?
Oh,
May I see you a minute, please?
why, surely. I'll be right back.
Listen, Miss Bellicrest, there's something we must tell you.
Believe me, Janice, this isn't my idea.
I hope you won't misunderstand, but I've decided...
Jerkin, what's happened?
It's the bridge, miss. It just went up in smoke.
The bridge? The one we just came over?
Yes, miss.
We just got it.
There's no cause for alarm, ladies. The bridge has been struck by lightning. I saw it from the window upstairs.
Tonight of all nights, this would have to happen.
Oh, now don't worry about it, honey. It isn't your fault.
There's really nothing for your guests to fear, so please don't let it spoil your party.
But Janice, didn't you say that bridge was the only way of getting to the house?
Oh, yes, it is. Or rather, it was. It isn't going to be much of a party, is it?
It's the only real adventure I've had since my first blind date.
Well, if we're going to stay here all night, I'd better call my mother.
Oh, go right ahead.
Isn't it dreadful? All of us girls here and no men.
Golly, that's a shame.
Operator. Hello.
The telephone is probably dead. The storm, you know.
Oh.
Now we're really stuck.
I can't control lightning.
Kay, will you please have the boys play something? I think it'll help quiet things down.
Why, certainly.
Thank you. Chuck, what were you going to tell me?
Tell you?
Yes, you know, when Kay called me aside.
Oh, that. Well, oh, you see, Kay wanted to move the band down at the other end of the ballroom, but I talked him out of it.
Oh, I see. Well, come on then, let's go. Girls, let's go into the ballroom. Kay and the boys are going to play for us.
Oh, all right, Caroline. We don't have any music. We might as well have a band.
Children, I want you to hear a handsome lad who really sings a song. It's Harry Babbitt.
I've gotten so that I don't even know if the heaven is blue. All I retain in my poor addled brain is you. 'Cause you've got me this way. Say, what are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it? You've got me this way, crazy for you. You kissed me one day, then, seeing that I was true about it, what did you go and do about it? You left me this way, bluer than blue. You thought it was funny, my falling so hard. I'm laughing my sides off, honey. Oh, you're really a card. You've got me this way. Say, now that I'm in a stew about it, what am I gonna do about it? I'm just gonna stay crazy for you. You've got me this way. Say, now that I'm in a stew about it, what am I gonna do about it? I'm just gonna stay crazy for you.
That was great, Harry. Thanks a lot. And thank you, Bells of Bella Crest with no boyfriend. This thunderous applause from so vast a multitude of music lovers makes us purr with pleasure. And if the patrons of this palatial parlor will permit, we'd like to do another number. Thank you, and we're ready. Gentlemen, be seated. That's what I said, a one, a two.
Ting-a-ling, 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 it's the bad humor man.
Hey, little kiddies, do you hear that noise?
You better fly, better fly, better fly.
Here comes the enemy of girls and boys.
Oh, what a guy, what a guy, what a guy.
Hear him yell, hear his bell.
So drop your philosophies and drop your toys.
And run, pell-mell.
Ting-a-ling, 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 it's the bad humor man. Ting-a-ling, 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 with a frown on his pan. He's a gloomy Gus and a grouch on wheels. He's one of America's foremost heels.
So he sings ting-a-ling, ting-a-ling, as he goes on his way.
With his wagon rumbling, he keeps grumbling. His show is an awful day.
Oh boy, school is out, school is out. London Bridge is falling down. 3 by mice, see how they run. London Bridge is falling down.
I want to play too.
Old MacDonald had a farm.
Throw me that ball, Rusty.
Hey, look, kid, the bad humor man.
Oh, boy, I want a chocolate one.
Can I have a vanilla? I'd like a little peach.
Hey, could you give me a raspberry, mister?
With pleasure, kitty. Oh, up every morning at the break of day. What a life, what a life, what a life. Cold cup of coffee on the breakfast tray. What a wife, what a wife, what a wife.
All day long, things go on.
And so as I wander on my weary way, I sing this song.
Ting-a-ling.
Ting-a-ling,
Ting-a-ling. I'm the bad humor man.
ting-a-ling,
Ting-a-ling.
with a frown on my pen.
He's mean as Simon, I mean Legree.
Yes, I hate people and they hate me.
So he sings ting-a-ling, ting-a-ling, as he goes on his way.
With my wagon rumbling, I keep a grumbling. Wow, what a wowsy day.
That's no way to act. Now, why be mad?
Well, fitness is good, but my humor's bad.
Then come on, kids, with your musical toys. They'll make you one of the happiness boys.
Thank you, kiddies, for the helping hand. You made me smile, and it sure feels grand.
Then keep on smiling and join the band.
Well, I'm a few hours early, but here's to your 21st birthday.
Darling?
Today I am a man. And now I'll let you in on a secret. I had a beautiful surprise planned tonight for Aunt Margot's favorite rug maker, but it went haywire.
You mean Prince Saliano?
Prince. He's a prince like I'm the Queen of Sheba. I did a little snooping when I arrived today, and I found that poor Aunt Margot's been subsidizing that turban-top Svengali for months and months.
On the level?
Mm-hmm. She's already given him a young fortune for the relief of unemployed spirits, or something equally silly.
Well, if you think he's a phony, why don't you make him pack up his spirits and take them back to the distillery?
Aunt Margot's the boss, Kay. You see, Daddy left her the house and most of his money. I guess he thought it would spoil me less to struggle along with a small trust fund.
But what about the surprise?
Well, that. Have you ever heard of Professor Carl Fenninger?
Isn't he the psychic expert who exposed all those fake mediums?
Exactly. Well, I had Judge Mainwaring call him up and invite him to the party.
Well, why didn't he come?
Well, lightning trouble. With that bridge down, he just won't be able to make it.
I hope I'm not intruding, Janice.
Oh, of course not, darling. You're just in time. I've been telling them about his royal slyness.
Oh. You made it clear, I hope, that I don't entirely share your opinion of Prince Saliano. You see, my legal training teaches me not to jump to conclusions without proof.
I'll bet Professor Fenninger would have given you proof. But anyway, now you know why I have no surprise.
I think perhaps I have one for you, Janice.
You have?
Yes. Now then, Miss Bellecrest, Miss Sims, Mr. Kaiser, Mr. Deems, allow me to present Professor Carl Fenninger.
I'm honored.
Professor Fenninger, I'm really happy to see you.
Thank you. And please forgive me for eavesdropping, but just part of my profession.
But I don't understand. How did you get here with the bridge down?
Oh, I arrived, of course, before the bridge collapsed, but I took the liberty of making a brief investigation without announcing my presence.
Very clever of you, Professor.
Yes, very clever. Incidentally, mademoiselle, I owe you an apology.
An apology?
That face you saw at your window, it was mine.
Oh, Professor, you've made me feel better already.
Dinner is served, Miss Bellecrest.
Thank you, Jurgen. Professor, you'll join us, of course. Come on, everybody. Judge?
Yes.
Jenny, let's...
Aren't you dining, Judge?
I thought I'd have a cigarette first.
I think I will, too. Ah, the man with the golden helmet. Yes, Rembrandt. He was indeed the master of tomorrow.
I think that's one of his best.
observe that mysterious struggle between light and shadow. Why is she still alive?
Saliano missed again last night.
You've missed too many times. She'll certainly suspect something.
We won't miss tonight. We must arrange for Saliano to conduct a seance. I've planned to have it look like an accident when the room's in darkness. Yes, I think Rembrandt chose the perfect subject for his time.
I beg your pardon, I forgot something. I'm always leaving this case around somewhere. I hope I didn't disturb you. And by the way, dinner is served.
Who is this fellow, Kaiser?
Some band leader. We've nothing to fear from him. He's perfectly harmless.
No, thank you.
Kay, did you tell him?
Not yet.
Well, come on and tell him now.
Are you sure it'll be all right?
I'm positive. Come on.
So you see, my work might be dangerous, but never boring.
Absolutely fascinating.
Pardon me. May I see you a moment, Professor?
Madame, excuse me, please.
Lester? Of course. He is interested.
Listen, Professor. Janice wants us to get Saliano to hold a seance so you can expose him. She's convinced he's the faker.
That wouldn't surprise me at all.
Fine. Now, if we work together, you can be a great help. I'll get him steamed up, then you hop in and challenge him so he won't be able to back down. Is that okay with you?
I couldn't have thought of a better plan myself.
Good. I'm certainly glad you are here, Professor. Miss Bellecrest is a mighty nice girl, and I'd hate to see anybody take advantage of her.
Naturally.
But we'll take care of her, won't we?
Yes, indeed. We'll take care of her.
Oh, boy, I can hardly wait. Am I going to enjoy this?
Attention, please. Quiet, everybody. I think with a little persuasion, we might get Jenny Sims to sing for us. Oh.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'd love to sing for you, but of course, we're really not prepared. Are we, boys?
I'd know you anywhere. I'd know that grin. I'd know you anywhere when you walked in. I would tingle with a single glance in your eyes, watching the starlight dance in your eyes. You saw my vacant stare. You understood. I'd love you anywhere. Honest, I would. I was certain this would happen, strange as it seems. I'd know you anywhere from my dreams. I'd know you anywhere. I'd know that grin. I'd know you anywhere when you walked in. I would tingle with a single glance in your eyes, watching the starlight dance in your eyes. You saw my vacant stare. You understood. I'd love you anywhere. Honest, I would. I was certain this would happen, strange as it seems.
I'd know you anywhere. From my dreams.
But this is splendid. Delightful.
Well, thank you very much.
What beautiful quality. What tender expression.
Watch me go to work on him.
You have a real voice, my dear. It's criminal to waste it on such trash.
That may be trash to you, Prince Saliano, but modern music is our business. Oh, you know what I mean, Prince. We have our business and you have your business.
Please, do not refer to my calling as a business.
Oh, no offense. I just meant that everybody has to stick to his own racket.
Racket? Do you dare to suggest that the practice of the occult sciences is a racket?
Do not merely suggest it, Mr. Kaiser. Insist upon it.
If you're trying to provoke me, Professor Fenninger, you're wasting time.
Your guest is unbearably rude, Janice. Professor Fenninger, I demand that you apologize to Prince Saliano for daring to question his integrity.
Forgive me, madame. I simply meant I should enjoy witnessing one of these so-called psychic manifestations.
So-called? Prince Saliano, I insist that you conduct a seance at once.
But, Miss Bellicrest...
I insist. I will not have these people think we're fools.
Very well. For you, I will do it. But I warn you, for those who scoff at their existence, the spirits consider no punishment too drastic.
We're going to have a seance.
Do you really see Sparkles? Isn't it exciting?
What happened?
You were great. You were terrific. Thanks a lot, Professor. I appreciate your cooperation.
And I appreciate yours.
This is just what I wanted to happen.
My dear, do you think your birthday party is the proper place to hold a seance?
It's the perfect place to cure Aunt Margot. Come on, everybody, let's go to the ballroom. Come on, girls. Chuck, Jenny, you can all...
Ish, why do you suppose the prince wears that towel around his head? Well, he probably just washed his hair and he can't do a thing with it.
Oh. Why do I have to waste my time outwitting morons?
But make sure not to be near her chair when it happens. It must look accidental.
Certainly.
Time is at hand. Make ready for His Exalted Highness, Prince Saliano of Ralaypur.
You notice a pair of these spheres guarding every entrance and exit of this room. Any interference that breaks the invisible ray between them will meet with destruction. Lest anyone is tempted to toy with this instrument of death, let me demonstrate its effect. This room is now sealed with the fire of death. Let no one attempt to enter or leave.
Boy, we're in trouble. I wish I was back at the Palace Theater.
You see, my dear Professor, all the spheres are in excellent working order.
Yes, I'm convinced the room is very effectively guarded, but may I inspect that tent?
Please do. It is desirable to have sitters of both sexes. Perhaps some of Mr. Kaiser's musicians will oblige.
Why, certainly. I'll sit in, Kay.
Fine. Harry, Ish, Sully. You don't mind, do you, fellas?
Oh, no. If I don't come back, call me up on the Ouija board.
Are you satisfied, Professor?
Yes, I am. Please continue.
Will you all kindly be seated?
Come on, Jenny.
And you too, Mr. Kaiser.
This is swell. I'll be able to watch him better from there.
Excellent idea.
And remember, if you need help, you just yell.
Thank you.
Mr. Kaiser, perhaps your excellent pianist could play something suitable to the mood.
With pleasure. Acrobat music, Lyman.
Mr. Kaiser.
I shall ask Judge Mainwaring to assist me with the lights, as usual. If for any reason the trance must be broken, strike the gong 3 times.
I quite understand, Prince Saliano.
One thing more. Miss Bellacrest, the contact will be stronger with your aunt at one end of the semicircle and you at the other. Do you mind?
Not at all. I like being in man. Kay, will you change with me, please?
Why, certainly. A change might do me good.
Presently, I shall assume a state of trance in which the higher mind merges with the astral portion of the human ego. In that state, I shall command the spirit of Elmer Bellacrest. Other spirits may make themselves known, speaking through the medium of sounds associated with them. If you recognize them, answer quickly. And now, everyone will join hands.
Shucks, this is fun, isn't it?
You may dim the lights.
Om Mani Padme Hum.
The spirit of evil is trying to enter this room. But have no fear. The fires of death will guard us. The great moment has come for those who would commune with their lost ones.
Janice! Janice!
Is she all right?
She wasn't hit, was she?
No, she must have fainted. She fell from her chair.
Oh, it's lucky she fell before that chandelier did.
Yes. Will you all stand back, please? Miss Bellicrest isn't hurt.
Oh, yes, of course.
This man is not faking. He's really in a trance.
The gong. He told Judge Mainwaring it.
What has happened? Is anything wrong?
Yes, there is something wrong. My niece narrowly escaped a tragedy. There's a disturbing influence here.
It's a good thing it disturbed your niece, or she'd be a spirit now herself.
You are the disturbing influence.
Me? Please don't excite yourself, Margot.
Miss Bellicrest, let me assist you to your room.
There, that's better, honey. How do you feel?
Chuck, that face. My father's face.
Don't think about it now, dear.
It's
no,
all right.
Janice, don't worry. It'll be. Can't we take her upstairs?
Yes, of course. Come on, darling.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think that under the circumstances, we had better consider this evening at an end. On behalf of Miss Bellicrest and her aunt, I apologize for this unfortunate accident.
Nobody can tell me that was an accident. Why, Saliana asked her to sit in that chair.
Yes. And if she hadn't changed seats, you would have been sitting under that chandelier.
That's right.
And you might not have fainted.
That's right. What a night. I hope we get out of this place alive.
Well, we got ourselves in. We'll have to get ourselves out.
We got ourselves in. You got ourselves in.
All right, all right. I'm doing the best I can. At least Janice and Jenny are safe. I personally saw that every door and window in their room was locked and bolted.
That reminds me.
And I feel better being closer to them. I hope you don't mind my staying here with you, Kay.
Oh, no. I don't mind.
I can go to my own room if you think my snoring will bother you.
No, I like a little snoring. It soothes me.
If I talk in my sleep, just ignore me.
Oh, I'll fall right asleep, too, and then we'll talk things over.
And we've got plenty to talk about. What's the idea?
Either I'm getting weak or the dampness has this window swollen.
Why did you close that? Now we won't be able to breathe in here.
That's why I closed it, so we'll keep on breathing.
I'm surprised at you acting the way you are. Wait till I tell your scoutmaster about this.
Listen, one man handles our legal affairs because he's a lawyer. You manage our business because you're a manager. But this is a matter of keeping my skin whole. And, brother, you're no taxidermist. I'll handle this my way.
Well, you beat me.
Yeah, I beat you and you beat me. But I don't want anybody else to come in and beat the both of us.
Well, if anybody gets in here now, he'll have to come down the chimney.
Say, I could swear there's a draft in this room.
Oh, you're anemic.
You know something, Chuck? Janice is absolutely right. That Saliano is a phony.
Yeah? How can you tell?
Oh, I can tell just by looking at a man. Now, you take Fenninger. I took one look at him, and I knew I could trust him with my life. Kind of a gift, I guess.
Wonderful thing.
Yes, sir. With Fenninger in this house, I feel a lot safer. Well, good night, Chuck.
All right.
Hey, what's the matter with you? What is it?
Look, over there.
I don't see anything.
Well, it's gone. It was a little white thing, and it was swaying like this.
Will you stop that? Go back to sleep. There's nothing in this room, and you know.
Chuck, he bit me! He bit me! Get out of here! Get out of here! Do something! Come on, get out of here! Chuck, get him! Oh, have her on it, Chuck! Quick now! Keep it! Hold him, Chuck! Run!
Stay with him, Kay. I'll get him. Flying sucker. Hold him, Kay. Go on, Prince. Beat it. Get out of here. Kay, wake up. Come on, Kay. Snap out of it.
Students!
You're not on the air now. You passed out.
Oh, did I?
Yeah. Prince paid us a little surprise visit and nearly scared us to death.
Oh, is that what was in the bed with us?
Uh-huh.
But what happened to that white thing?
Well, I don't know. It disappeared when the dog got under the covers.
That's funny. It was wagging back and forth like a dog's tail. That's it. Prince's tail.
Since when does Prince's tail light up in the dark?
I'll show you. Turn off those lights. Hey, Prince. Hey, Prince. Look. Nice, Prince. Nice doggy.
Well, can you imagine that?
Here, Prince. Here, Prince. Come on, boy. This, as Shakespeare said, is an interesting tale. Lights out again, Chuck. I knew it. I knew it.
You knew what?
Chuck, this stuff is phosphorus paint. That's what made his tail glow. Now, what else did we see tonight that did that?
You mean it glowed in the dark?
Yes.
I don't remember. Good night. At the seance.
Right, those faces. Why, it's as simple as shooting fish in a bucket. Oh, boy.
Oh, wait a minute. Where are we going?
The professor finds you. Wait till he hears about this.
Well, don't you think we better wait until morning?
Maybe you're right. The sensible thing is to stay behind locked doors.
Now you're talking. Behind locked doors.
Hey, how did Prince get in here?
Oh, why, he came in through the...
Prince!
Here, Princey!
Prince!
Princey, dog!
Where are you?
How'd you get in
Prince!
here?
Princey!
Princey!
Well, he's gone.
Say, what is this?
Now we not only don't know how he got in, but we also don't know how he got out. Hey, Prince! There's your answer.
A secret panel.
I told you there was a draft in here. Here, take this flashlight. Now, if we can find out where Prince got that phosphorus on his tail, we may find out a lot of other things.
Well, here we go. Nice, cheerful little place, isn't it?
Yeah. Either it was built this way or they have awful big mice around here.
Look, the light switch.
Turn it on. We're gonna get to the bottom of this thing.
I thought it was a light switch.
You also thought it was a good idea to come out here. Would you mind?
Oh. If you ever catch me near a secret panel again, don't argue with me. Slug me.
With pleasure.
You better shield that light.
You're right. Let's be nice and quiet.
Yeah. That's the stuff. Nice and quiet. Shh. Oh, I got him! I got him! What's the matter with you, Kay? Don't you know a dummy when you see one?
You don't really want me to answer that, do you, Chuck? It's all I'd need to get hit in the head with a thing like that.
Benny Goodman fan.
Hey, where are you?
You tell me.
Oh, what's the matter?
Something flew in my eye.
I wish it was the plane for Los Angeles.
Hey, easy now. Don't lose me.
Could we be lost any worse than we are now?
Wait a minute, Kay.
Give me your hand. Say, your fingers are swollen. And boy, do you need a manicure.
Not so fast.
Funny acoustics in here. You sound far away.
I am far away.
Kay! Where are you, Kay? Kay! Ooh! Let him up! Kay, keep cool, Kay. I'll get him. He's weakening. Let him up. Well, beat your brains out.
I'm all right.
Yeah, you're all right, but how about Kay? Kay's underneath this thing down there.
Don't get so excited. What's wrong with you?
Which way now?
Let's follow Prince. He can see as well as we can, and he smells better. Unless I'm mistaken, we came out to the garden the hard way.
Hard way is right. The last time I stayed underground that long, I came out in Brooklyn. Where do you suppose they keep the soap and towels?
Somebody behind that hedge is giving signals.
Saliano?
I don't know, but we're gonna find out.
All right, on your feet.
Ish. I'm sorry, Ish.
What was it? A cloudburst?
Why are you prowling around out here?
Well, I was only looking for Prince. He's been gone awful long.
What made you take Prince out this time of night?
Why, Kay, you know how headstrong he is.
How about getting back in the house? I've got a feeling we're being watched.
Let's take a look around the garden first.
Hey, what's he looking for?
Phosphorus.
Oh, phosphorus. Hey, did you come out through the front door or the garden door?
We came out through that fountain.
Through the fountain?
Yes.
Oh.
What are you doing to that sundial?
Setting it. It was 2 hours slow.
Ish, I wish I had known you when you were alive.
Hey, Prince! Prince, come on, boy, come on!
Yes? To your room? I'll come immediately.
Kay?
Kay?
Are you here?
Are you here?
Who are you, Little Sir Echo?
Little Sir Echo?
No, never mind. Now, you stay here. I'm going to see if he's with Sully and Harry.
Little Sir Echo. That's a good one.
Kay? Kay?
Hey!
Oh, there you are.
What are you doing?
I was looking for you.
In a bureau drawer?
Well, I looked all...
Where did you disappear to?
Never mind that. I'm glad you're all here. Listen, fellas, we're in trouble.
Did you just find that out?
Stop clowning. There's something terrible going on in this house. Somebody's trying to murder Janice Bellecrest.
Murder?
Yes, they've tried tonight and missed. And I'm positive they'll try again.
Good night, Kay. We better get Jenny out of her room. What, and leave Janice all alone?
That's right. We couldn't do that.
That's one reason. And what's more, if we did move Jenny, whoever's out to get Janice would know we were onto something. But I've got a better idea.
Well, let's have it.
We gotta steam up another seance.
Another seance?
You mean we gotta get them spirits up again tonight?
Look, I think Saliano's running this racket, but he can't be doing it alone. And until we find out who's in with him, nobody's safe. Now, which would you rather do? Take a chance on being strangled in bed or die like men?
Well, I'm tired. If I have to die, I'd just as soon die in bed.
Are you with me, fellas?
Oh, certainly we are.
Kay.
Count on us. Come on. Well, where to now?
You all wait here. I'm gonna get Professor Finninger.
Yes, sir. I love playing for the 400.
Professor Finninger. Professor Finninger. Psst.
Did you hear them too?
Hear what, Professor?
Well, I thought I heard voices, so I went to make sure Miss Bellecrest was safe.
You heard us talking in my room. Say, do you have a gun?
I'm never without one. Never.
Good. You know, I'm convinced there are dangerous criminals in this house, and I think I know how we can catch them.
Well, you do?
How? You've got to make Saliano hold another seance.
Another? But why?
I'll explain later.
Suppose Saliano refuses.
Judge Mainwaring can make him do it. You think he'll help us, Professor?
Oh, I can depend on the judge, but are you certain your plan will work?
As long as you can shoot straight, you haven't a thing to worry about.
That's true. All right, I'll speak to the judge. And thank you for taking me into your confidence.
Well, I wouldn't think of making a move without you. Psst, psst.
Boy, he's a wicked-looking man, that Prince Saliami.
Well, what'd he say?
Fellas, we're set. If this scheme works, somebody's gonna get a terrible shock tonight.
I hope it isn't me. I don't think I could stand it.
Now, here's what we do.
Another seance? That's ridiculous, of course. On the contrary,
Suggestion of our friend Mr. Kaiser suits us beautifully.
Are you mad? There's no time to be wasted on Saliano's nonsense. We have to get rid of the girl.
But you forget it's much easier to arrange an accidental death downstairs than in Janice's bedroom.
Yes, but if I proposed another seance, it would surely arouse suspicions.
You won't propose it. Margot Bellecrest will demand it.
Oh, I see.
And one more thing. You watch Mr. Kaiser very carefully. And if he should attempt to leave the ballroom...
And what about the accident?
If she should happen to step between the electrical spheres of the darkness, it'd be tragic, but obviously accidental.
I am listening, Elmer. Speak to me.
You must help me. Saliano must bring me back tonight. I must speak to Janice tonight. Tell Saliano.
Yes, Elmer. I'll tell him. I'll get him at once.
I don't need it.
Chuck says that's the way Kay walked.
Isn't Joan coming down? She and Dolores said they wouldn't come down to see the Spirit of 76.
They're silly. In a house like this, I don't want to be alone unless I have plenty of people around me.
Don't worry. I know it'll work. Oh, gentlemen, everything is all set. Jenny and Janice are locked safely in their room, and I left 2 of the boys to look after them.
Very wise precaution.
Yeah, I'll say it is.
Well, let's get going.
Janice will be down. I'll see to that myself.
Oh, Prince Saliano.
Yes, Mr. Kaiser.
Miss Bellecrest said to go right ahead. She's been delayed.
I see.
Oh, and by the way, you do want music, don't you?
If it is not too much trouble.
Trouble? Why, this time I shall conduct personally.
What are you doing down here?
It can't be any worse than it was up there.
Sully, I thought I told you to stay up in that room.
But somebody tried to carve the initials on Janice.
Janice, we're waiting, dear.
Chuck, what'll I do?
We've got to go through with this. You'll take care of her, won't you, Professor?
Yes. And this time you can depend on me.
Oh, good.
And I'll be right beside you.
I'm going too.
Sully, you and Ish get in there. They may need you.
A dearly beloved spirit wishes to contact us. We will all join hands. Oh, money, partner,
Why don't you answer? Janice, Janice, believe in Saliano. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? I am your father. Don't you know me? Janice.
This is not Elmer. This is Kay Kaiser. Can you hear me up there? Kay Kaiser. Somebody in that ballroom is a murderer. Get out of your chairs and watch everything.
Get back. Get back or I'll shoot.
Oh, what? Be careful.
All of you. Stay where you are.
Spencer! Spencer!
I warn you, Margot, you're no exception. I'll kill the first one who makes a move.
Oh.
Open up! Watch out, she may have a gun. Gun. She's disappeared. I've got Saliana, Professor, but look out for the other one. Whoever it is, he's a killer.
All right, Mr. Kaiser. You can sign off now. Before I kill you, I'll thank you for the document you removed from my briefcase.
You mean that one?
We can't get out here. The windows are barred.
Well, let's try the back one.
do with it?
Mr. Kaiser! Yes, Professor.
Where's Celiano?
Knocked out. With Mainwaring in the hidden room.
How do you reach it?
Through the settee. No, wait a minute. It's locked.
Well, we'll break it open.
You stay here. I'll get them before they come to.
Remember, we're depending on you.
Prince Celiano. Oh, what a fool I've been. And Judge Mainwaring. But why should they want to kill you?
Well, I can tell you why. Here, read this.
What is it, Kay?
It's a codicil to your father's will, directing your Aunt Margot to turn everything over to you on your 21st birthday.
But I don't understand.
Well, I do. The judge has been bleeding your aunt through Saliano. With you handling the bankroll, they knew they'd never get another quarter.
Oh, the swindlers, the thieves.
Will you let me in, please? Who are you?
I'm Professor Carl Fenninger.
Fenninger? Well, you can't be Professor Fenninger. Professor Fenninger's down in that secret room.
Stand back!
Throw up your hands, all of you.
You're a very clever young man, Mr. Kaiser. See how many clever things you can think of in the few minutes before this explosive blows you all to bits.
But you can't kill all these people like that. It's crazy. It's mass murder. You'll never get away with it.
Identifying your bodies will be rather difficult. I dare say the police will assume that ours are among them. Like that fuse.
Goodbye, Mr. Kaiser. I regret that our acquaintance should be blown up so soon.
Don't do it! Don't do it!
What's the matter? He's got it again! He's catching them! Drop it, Prince! Drop it! Look, he's chased them into the bushes!
Poor little Princey, poor little perp!
He was such a nice dog. I know I should have been kinder to him.
Prince was a hero, Ish. We'll build a monument to him.
Sure we will.
What's that? It's Prince! Prince!
Hey, it is! It's Prince! Oh, Princey, come to Papa! Oh, boy,
Well, that's that. Now, if anybody knows how to build a bridge, we can go home.
Oh, Mr. Kaiser, how can I ever thank you?
Well, how can I ever thank you, ma'am?
Thank me? For what?
Why, that gadget that talks like the wind. It gave me a great idea for a band number. We're going to let our instruments speak for themselves. Tonight we present a new miracle of electricity, the Sonavox. Harry Babbitt, using special Sonavox units, gives diction to the tones of the instruments as they play. Harry forms the words, but the instruments sing them. Sing it, Saxes!
I'd know you anywhere, I'd know that grin. I'd know you anywhere when you walked in. I would tingle with a single glance in your eyes, watching the starlight dance in your eyes. You've got me this way, say, what are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it? You got me this way, crazy for you. Now Jenny will bring you something she'd like to sing you.
I'd like to sing One Track Mind.
We'll be listening.
I've got a one-track mind. It's got a point of view. All the day long, it's busy with thoughts of you.
That's lovely, Jenny.
I've got a one-track heart.
my heart my own. Early and late, it's beating for you all alone.
For you alone.
I've got the stubbornest pair of arms that reach in your direction.
I've got a pair of lips that long for your affection.
But having a one-track mind has its advantage too. It keeps telling me to tell you that I love you. And I must do what my one-track mind tells me to do.
Hold it, fellas. I knew there was something I wanted to tell you. Ladies and gentlemen of the motion picture audience, we've had a lot of fun making our picture, and we certainly hope you've enjoyed it. But there's one thing I want to get clear in your mind. Remember Boris Karloff, Peter Lorre, Bela Lugosi? Well, they aren't really murderers at all. In fact, they are nice fellows and good friends of mine. You know, things like this don't actually happen. It's all in fun. And so we'll be on the air, as usual, next Wednesday night. And until then, we'll be thinking of you. So long, everybody.
Of civilization. Noonan's right. Yep. And besides, it's who you have to work for that galls a man. Yes, Sir John, this. And very good, me lordship, that. And if it pleases your highness, something else or another. If it pleases your highness. Now, ain't that a fine state of affairs? For one man to be a bowing and a scraping to another, and him as gruff with you as a briar burr in the seat of your breeches?
You're right, Noonan. You're a wise man, Noonan.
In these modern days, work ain't the natural inheritance of man.
Noonan, you've been thinking like that so long, you've calluses on you in the wrong place.
You're right, Fogarty. And what have you got, Mr. Fogarty, I'd like to know, for the hard labor you've been doing all your life? Castles? The man's a fool who thinks he can amount to more under present conditions.
At the risk of having you change your mind, Noonan, I'm going to agree with you. But I'm taking me wife and son where such conditions don't exist.
And where, may I ask, is that?
The United States.
You're not, Fogarty.
When you going? We're sailing in less than 3 weeks.
Well, I never. The idea. You'd leave your native land. It occurs to me that Ireland will be a better place without you.
You're a big man, Noonan, but a small hat fits you.
What he said?
Give me another half a pint, Julie.
You've exhausted your credit, Mr. Noonan.
I will.
And besides, you've had enough.
Had enough, have I? Well, well, well. And who are you to know about that?
I'll show you who I...
Don't argue with Julie, Mike. You'd be far better off now going home to your daughter, Nellie.
She's a darling girl. A darling girl. I'd not know what to do without her.
Oh, a good daughter's a great comfort to any man.
There's none like Nellie, though. She's the apple of me eye. The flower of me heart.
Get along with you then, for she must be waiting for you with open arms.
Yes, and with love in her heart.
Good night, Noonan.
Good night, Moriarty. Quick, 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 quick.
Where are you going?
Back to where I came from.
You'll not be welcome there.
Oh, wouldn't I, though? And why not?
You've no money.
I have me wits.
Oh, come into your supper now. It's been cold for an hour.
A fine reception you'd be giving me with that broom in your hand.
Your conscience should sting you worse.
One of these days, you'll be after killing your darling old father.
That I will if he's not man enough to go to work. In. Why didn't you go to Lord Cavilstoke's today?
Lord Cavilstoke, is it? Lord Cavilstoke, no less. Well, well, well. So it's the likes of him you'd have me drudge for, is it?
If you don't take it, then
Wanting rent from poor people such as us.
he'll never forgive you.
And why not?
Well, you'll hurt his pride.
Oh, he has pride as well as money. The back of me hand to him.
But, Daddy...
Can't I ever make you understand that I'm a man that... Oh! Oh!
Oh!
No!
Please, please, don't get excited.
Oh, 'tis my heart again.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh.
We won't talk of it anymore.
Oh.
St. Patrick was a gentleman, and he came from decent people. Da 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 dee da 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 dee da 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 dee 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 da 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 da. What is it, Jerry? What are you thinking about?
America.
America?
'Tis a long way off.
And why should that be troubling you?
I'm thinking 'tis where I'd like to be.
And leave Ireland?
Yes?
Oh, you'd never be happy, Jerry Kelly.
And why not?
Because there's a certain kind of longing in us Irish. A hope that someday the beauty and glory of Ireland will be ours. To put peace in the troubled hearts of us.
Now, who'd ever dream to look at you that words like those could come from your lips?
They're from me heart.
But all this is but a state of mind. We must make our own happiness. Just Ireland can't do that for us.
What's into you, Jerry?
Nellie, will you marry me?
I can't bear the thought of it.
Oh, you can't? And what's ailing me that you can't?
Oh, forgive me. I didn't mean you. I didn't for the life of me. I didn't.
Well, what is it then?
It's the thought of going away.
Oh, well, it'll be some time yet before we can sail for America. Nellie, 'tis not a rich man you'll be taking for a husband, but I'll work for you. And we can save for the day that we can leave for the land of opportunity. Then, me darling, I'll do me best so she can live like the grand lady that she are.
Oh, Jerry, am I blushing?
Oh, come now, don't be so shy. Just not becoming.
And what would you have me do?
Well, isn't it proper for a girl to kiss a man who's just after proposing?
Oh, I'm afraid a girl would have her hands full, kissing so many men.
Oh, it is like that, is it?
A girl should never kiss a man she didn't intend to marry.
You're right, Nellie.
You may kiss me, Jerry Kelly.
Huh? Nellie. Well, what's the trouble?
Is that all there is to a kiss?
Well, I'm a trifle nervous. You must forgive me, Nellie.
You'll be rid of it by the wedding day.
Of course I will.
Jerry,
Yes?
me dad won't like us getting married.
I was wondering.
Maybe we'll have to wait for a while.
Glory be, can the man see no further than the end of his nose? You'll have to be firm with him. Tell him, Nellie. Don't ask him.
I will that.
We're young. A man can't wait too long to get started.
Nor a woman too long for happiness.
America's a free country. A man's a man there, even though he's poor. His children never know the humility of subjection. Do you follow me?
Yes. Then we'll go to America.
"'Twas on a bright morning in summer when I first heard his voice speaking low, as he said to a colleen beside him, "Who's that pretty girl milking her cow?" Ach, many times often ye met me and told me that I should be your darling Akushla Alana Mahavorni Nasulish Macree.
I do love you, Nellie.
It is the first time you said that to me, and I'll not forget it.
Do you love me?
Are there stars in the sky?
There are.
Well, look at them then. What do they say?
Nothing?
Jerry Kelly, don't you believe in the stars?
Sure I do, darling. If they say what I want to hear.
Well, look over there. Oh, Jerry. He wasn't a bit nervous that time.
It's a lovely morning.
There's no wood for the fire.
Tis such a lovely... What's that? Wasn't last evening a darling? A darling evening? Wasn't it?
Yes.
You went out in a hurry, I thought.
To see Jerry Kelly.
Oh, he's a darling lad. A darling lad. Jerry Kelly is one of the grandest... And what if I ain't too inquisitive? Have you seen Jerry Kelly about?
We're going to be married.
I'll break him in two. I never liked the man, the renegade, the sneak thief that he is, coming into my own home in the middle of the night and charming you away. The baby that you are. It's despicable, disrespectful, disreputable, this... What could you have been thinking of? If you hadn't a mind of your own, in heaven's name, why didn't you use mine? Is your heart so's the first man you meet can take it from you? Is it?
Father, please.
I'll father please you if I ever catch him near you again. What's that? 'Tain't birds. Ah, 'tis Jerry Kelly. 'Tis the sound I heard last night just before you closed the door and I turned and found you gone. Well, you'll not be going out this morning.
Oh, Father, please!
No.
Dad, please!
Good morning, Mr. Noonan.
What do you want?
The hand of your daughter, sir.
Get out! And stay out!
Now, Mr. Noonan, that's no way for one gentleman to greet another.
You're no gentleman, and I'll thank you to leave me home.
I see you have informed your father of our intentions.
I have that, Jerry.
And I see that you're taking it like the real father that you are.
None of your blood.
If I'm ever blessed with a daughter such as yours, Mr. Noonan, I'd be surprised if I don't act a lot worse the day a man comes trying to take her away from me. Now, darling, don't you worry. He'll get over it.
Never.
When we're all in America, you will.
America? What's the man been telling you?
We're going to America.
For what?
In America, there's opportunity.
I'm ashamed of you. Ireland is the grandest country in the... What's this opportunity in America?
Work.
Work? Nellie, would you marry a man who'd tell you a deliberate lie? Work is not an opportunity.
Think of it, Dad.
I can't. So you'd be turning the head of my only child.
No.
You'd have her desert me, would you?
No, Dad.
I'll break you in two.
No.
Oh, think twice, Mr. Noonan.
If I did, I'd murder you. I'll mop up the floor with you.
Why, Mr. Noonan, you last but a minute with a man of my strength.
You're brave behind a woman's skirts.
Only a coward would notice it.
Coward am I?
Worse. You hide behind the pretense of your love for Nellie. Afraid that if she married me, you'd have to turn the lazy hand of you to care for your own house.
I'll break your head.
Very well, then. Come along with you.
I'll spread you all over the county of Cork.
Dad! Jerry, must I listen to you saying and doing things you'll never forget for the rest of your lives? Would you start out hating the sight of each other when you know I love you both from the bottom of my heart? Would you?
I'll not speak to you again, Jerry Kelly.
You don't mean that, Dad.
Indeed I do. You'd not marry him in spite of that, would you? Do I make myself clear now? When I come back, I'll expect to find you alone, Nellie.
But, Dad...
Someday you'll be thanking your darling dad.
Oh, Jerry, what'll we do?
I don't know. He's a stubborn man.
I can hold my head higher than some I know. In my home, I'm king. My word is law there.
Noonan.
Oh, go away, Moriarty. Don't bother me. Can't you see I'm busy?
Yes, Noonan, I know. But your daughter, Nellie, she's getting married.
What's that?
At this very moment, to Jerry Kelly at Father Malone's.
Michael Noonan, it's good to see you.
How are you, Father?
It's a long time since we last saw each other, Mike.
'Tis that, Father. Was Nellie here?
She was.
Did you marry her to Jerry Kelly?
I did.
How could that be, Father? If you don't mind saying.
They received a special dispensation from the bishop this morning.
Could you be saying where they went?
To your cottage, to wait for you.
Thanks, Father.
Dad.
Tell the man you married to leave us alone.
Mr. Noonan, I want to be friends with you, sir. We've done nothing that you didn't do once yourself. And it's my honest hope that you'll give us your blessing and not take it so to heart. Anyhow, for the sake of Nellie.
Tell Jerry it's all right, Dad.
I'll not speak to the man again. Ever.
Don't you know what it means to me to hear you say that?
I'll leave you together. You understand. I'll not be far away. I'll wait right outside.
Don't be angry with me, Dad.
How can I be angry with you, darling? You're too young to know better. But he ain't. You should have waited a while. You're only young a short time. But it's done now, and you don't belong to me anymore.
Oh, I do. Don't you say that.
I hate to admit it, but a wife's place is with her husband.
But we'll all be together, Dad.
You'd be a widow in a week. It is natural a girl gets married. I just didn't expect it so soon. But I did expect it eventually. I had this put away to give to you on the day it happened. It's your dowry, 60 pounds.
60? Where'd you get it?
It was me inheritance.
From who?
From your darling mother, me wife.
You loved her, didn't you, Dad?
I was a devoted husband, I was. Never a thought of myself. Your mother always came first. I'll never forget how happy she was the day I had her insured. The money will take you to America.
But you'll go too. You've got to. I couldn't live without you.
Nellie, I don't know which would break my heart the most. Leaving Ireland or letting you go.
You'll not let us go without you, will you?
I don't know.
You couldn't.
'Tis my home, Nellie.
I'll make a home for you in America.
It would not be the same. The heart of me is deep in Ireland. Haven't you made me feel bad enough for one day without talking to me about leaving Ireland? You'll have to stop it, Nellie.
Here, blow. There's nothing like a darn good cry, is there?
There's whiskey.
Dad,
What is it?
you might say a kind word to Jerry on your way to Dooley's.
Are you chilly, darling?
No, not a bit. I'm just a little scared, that's all.
Of what?
I don't know. But I got a feeling like... Well, did you ever play blind man's buff?
Well, sure I have.
And they blindfolded you, and they turned you round and round and round till you had no idea where you were?
Yes?
That's just how I feel now. Wondering what it's to be like and what you're going to do when we get there.
Well, darling, I've been thinking I'd be a police officer in the great city of New York.
A police officer? Oh, Jerry, ain't that dangerous?
Oh, sure it is. Anything that's worth having is dangerous. You're dangerous, darling.
Me? Oh, Jerry.
Now, would it be the death of me quicker than a gunman's bullet if you should happen to catch the eye of some city dandy?
Ah, and you think I'd be having time for such nonsense now? Except maybe to keep reminding me of the fine man I had of my own.
Oh, there's devilment in your eyes, Mrs. Kelly.
There is that. Devilment and trouble for the likes of anybody who dare to stand in the way of you being the great man that I know I'll live to see someday. If it's a policeman you'd be making of yourself, I'll not be satisfied until you're the general of them all.
Oh, Captain, darling.
Captain?
They don't have generals in the police department.
Oh. Oh, it must be a peaceful country.
I love you, Mrs. Kelly. The Statue of Liberty, the symbol of freedom.
Oh, it is wonderful.
It is that.
I was born in Ireland, and so help me. If I have to die, I'll die there. I'll not go traipsing all over the globe in hopes of finding a better spot.
And why, may I ask, are you aboard ship bound for America?
For me health. The sea air is refreshing. And besides, 'tis a duty I owe my only child to see her safe on the other side of the ocean. I'll not be staying more than 2 or 3 days at the most.
I think you'll be changing your mind.
If I died any place but Ireland, you couldn't dig a hole deep enough to bury me in.
Take a look, me son. The Statue of Liberty. It's a sight you'll not forget, ever.
'Tis a darling object. A darling object. And it swells me chest with pride to think it was a present to the United States of America from my own country, Ireland. Huh?
Here's your tobacco, Dad.
Thank you, darling.
Did Jerry come back yet?
Would I be here alone with him?
Dad, why must you smoke a clay pipe?
I tell you, darling, a clay pipe is a great blessing to a man. When you drop him, you don't have to pick him up.
I'm at me wits' ends with you.
Now, what's up?
Don't you think it's time you stopped being so stubborn? You know you haven't spoken a word to Jerry since the day we were married.
And I won't. You insisted upon my coming with you, and you knew my feelings in the matter.
What kind of a father are you, anyway? Can you not see I got the finest husband a girl could have? Himself out looking for work every day.
Ain't I looking too?
And praying you won't find it.
Words like those coming from my own daughter.
I'd not be able to say such things to you if you go to work.
I'm surprised at you. Would you have me being a hypocrite? Coming over here and taking jobs away from good, decent American people?
You may as well know it, Dad. There's very little money left.
'Tis a sad state of affairs. 'Tis that. I should have never left Ireland.
Well, look, Dad, the Fogartys. Come on in. How are you, Mrs. Fogarty? Hello, Dad.
Hello, Dennis. Fogarty.
We've come to say goodbye, Nellie. Timothy found a job and we're moving.
Oh, I'm so happy for you. And where is it you'll be going?
A place called the Bronx. There's a lot of building going on there. The Grand Concourse something or other. Noonan, this is a wonderful country. If a man's willing, there's work. You'd look fine with a trowel in your hand.
Where is this Bronx?
About 10 miles north of here.
I'll look into it.
Oh, Dad, you will?
This very day. North, you say, Fogarty?
Yes.
I'll not waste another second of me time. Goodbye, Fogarty. Mary, Dennis.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Good luck.
Dad, and don't be late for your supper.
I won't. Could you be saying which way is north, please?
That way.
Thank you.
St. Patrick was a gentleman, and he came from decent people. Da-da-dee-da-dum, da-dee-da-dum, da-da-dee-dee-da-dum.
Mrs. Kelly?
Jerry! Oh, Jerry, you're a policeman.
No, darling.
darling, but I got a job.
Oh, no, you're teasing. The uniform is...
Tis a guard in the subway I am.
But I thought you said you'd be an officer.
And so I will, but it's going to take time.
Oh, why, Jerry?
Well, there are a lot of things I've got to learn, Nellie, to be a citizen. It'll be several years yet before I can be an officer. I'll have to study nights.
Oh, what's the book? Oh.
'Tis all the things a man should know to be a good American citizen.
Oh. Well, then we'll learn it together, darling.
Mrs. Kelly.
Oh, Jerry. Oh, Jerry, I'm sorry.
How to become an American citizen. Naturalization laws of the United States. The history of the United States. In the year 1775, the 13 colonies, dissatisfied with the harsh and unjust rule, declared their independence. And on July the 4th, 1776, Congress adopted the Declaration of Independence. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and that this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom, and the government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from this earth.
Hear ye, the Federal Court of the United States of America for the Borough of Manhattan in the state of New York is now open. Applicants for citizenship will please remain standing.
You will raise your right hand. At the conclusion, say I do. I hereby declare on oath that I absolutely and entirely renounce and abjure all allegiance and fidelity to any foreign prince, potentate, state, or sovereignty. That I will support and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. And that I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation, so help me God.
I do. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Nellie, look. Can I help you, Nellie?
No, everything's done. Come and sit down, Jerry.
You look tired, darling.
I'm not, though.
Oh, you'd say that no matter how you felt. I know you.
No, honest, Jerry.
Do you know how much I love you, Nellie Kelly? Do you?
I do that. 'Tis a lot.
You'd be surprised to know how much more it is than what you're thinking. I'd not know what to do without you.
Oh, Jerry. Good morning, Dad.
Good morning, my child. What's wrong with you, Nellie?
Oh, it's nothing, Dad. It's just that, well, Jerry and I want to congratulate you.
For what?
You're an American citizen now, and I'm proud of you.
Just as I am, Mike. And it proves you're not the stubborn man you pretend to be. As one good American to another, put it there, Mike.
For my sake, Dad?
No.
Hello?
Jerry Kelly?
Yes?
I have a registered letter for you.
Coming right down.
Doesn't your conscience bother you?
Not at all. Why should it?
Do you want me to believe you're not half the man my husband is?
I'm twice the man.
Then why didn't you shake his hand?
How is it you always see his side of it instead of mine?
Would it please you if I left him?
Talk sense, Nellie.
All right, I will. You're going to be a grandfather.
I was wondering when you were going to tell me.
Nellie! Nellie, look, it's come.
What is it, Jerry?
Read it.
The police commissioner directs me to notify you to report at the office of the chief surgeon, police headquarters, 240 Center Street, Borough of Manhattan, on April 8 at 8:30 p.m. for medical examination. Oh, gee!
You're okay, Kelly.
Thank you.
An organization of loyal, sincere public servants whose example will bring home to you your responsibility to live up to our standard of morality, honesty, truthfulness, and decency. Tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., you will be patrolling the streets of this city. By your conduct, you will continue to elevate the standard of efficiency and discipline in the department. I congratulate you all and wish you well.
Dismiss.
Kelly, they're taking your wife to St. Catherine's Hospital. Don't forget the cigars.
Did you happen to hear whether it was a girl or a boy?
No, I didn't, Mr. Kelly.
Oh, no. Well, it doesn't make any difference. Either will be acceptable. As long as they have their health, eh?
Is it a boy, Doctor?
Oh, I'm sorry. I am sorry. I didn't mean to disturb you.
Oh.
Mr. Kelly?
Yes?
Mrs. Kelly wants to see you, sir. This way, please.
Thank you. Jerry? Yes, Doctor?
I've got bad news for you.
What is it, Doctor?
Your wife is in a serious condition.
But Dr. Walton, she'll pull through. Surely.
I'm afraid not.
Nellie.
Jerry. You're an officer. Just like you said you'd be.
Yes, darling.
You look grand in your uniform. Jerry. You and Dad must pull together from now on. For our daughter's sake. You will, won't you? Promise me.
Yes, darling.
You've got a job on your hands. But I'll be near you. Always.
Miss Corrigan, this is the baby's grandfather, Mr. Noonan.
How do you do, Mr. Noonan?
Hello.
Well, I know the baby will be in good hands now. I'll not be able to be here as much as I'd like to, but if you need me for anything, I'm stationed in this precinct.
This is an old story to me. The baby will have the best of care, a bath every day, and the proper food at the right time.
Well, I'll be going then. Be a good little girl now. I'll see you later now.
Mr. Noonan, I'd rather you wouldn't do that.
Oh, you wouldn't, would you?
The child mustn't be rocked.
Some of your newfangled ideas, eh?
Raising babies is my business.
A bath every day. Who ever heard tell of such a thing? I don't care what the doctors say. It ain't healthy.
You're mistaken.
Do you?
You mustn't interfere with my duties.
I know more about babies than you do.
Mr. Noonan.
Have you ever had a baby, Miss Corrigan?
Not exactly.
Well, I have.
I'll speak to Mr. Kelly about your interference.
Oh, go ahead and tell him. Go on, get out of here, get out. Here is your hat and your purse.
Mr. Noonan,
on your hat. Go on to your coat. Here, don't forget your valise.
Oh, he actually chased me out of the apartment. He's an impossible old man.
Yes, I know he is.
He wouldn't let me do anything for the baby. You see, Mr. Kelly, a child that age needs expert care. And I can't do it if Mr. Noonan persists in interfering.
Well, we'll have it out with him now, once and for all. The care and feeding of babies. Patrick O'Flaherty, M.D.
Oh, Nellie is a darling, a darling, a darling. Oh, Nellie is a darling. Toot-rory, lorry, lay.
Glad you came along, me boy?
I wouldn't have missed it for anything.
When I look at him, it's hard to believe me eyes. He's a man now, Noonan.
He's a darling lad, and I'm as proud of him as you are.
Grandpa! Hey, Grandpa!
Company, out!
Hi. Mr. Noonan, is that Nellie Kelly?
'Tis that, me grandchild.
For all the world like her mother, she is.
Sometimes she's worse. I was hoping you'd bring them.
Oh, you're the best-looking man in the parade, Grandpa.
She certainly thinks like you do, Noonan.
Nellie, 'tis Mr. Fogarty. He knew me in Ireland.
Oh.
I did that. And your mother, too.
Well, how do you do?
This is me son, Dennis.
I'm glad to meet you, Miss Kelly.
Hello, Mr. Fogarty.
I met you once before. You were 6, I believe.
Nellie.
You don't remember, I guess.
No. Yes, I do.
You do?
Nellie.
Yes, it was at a picnic in Van Cortlandt Park.
That's right.
If you don't mind.
Quiet, Noonan. Let the kids alone.
You sang an Irish song.
Oh, well, that was nothing.
Do you sing any more?
Once in a while.
Nellie, get back on the sidewalk before the parade starts moving again.
What, Grandpa?
Better join the parade now.
I'd like to hear you sing this one.
Oh, I woke me up this morning and I heard a joyful song from the throats of happy Irishmen, 100,000 strong. Sure it was.
Parade is no place for a girl.
Brigade, lining up to start the big parade. So I fetched me Sunday bonnet and the flag I love so well, and I bought myself a shamrock just to wear in me lapel. Don't you know that today's March 17th? It's the day for the wearing of the green. It's a great day for the Irish. It's a great day for fair. The sidewalks of New York are thick with blarney. For sure you'd think New York was old Killarney. It's a great day for Shamrock, for the flag's in full array. We're feeling so inspired, sure, because for all the Irish it's a great, great day. Begosh and begorra, every Irish son and daughter, every good old Irish name and his relation.
They come from Tipperary, Donegal and County Kerry, but they all are here to join this celebration.
Now there's Terence O'Toole and his cousin Phil Doherty,
Patrick O'Bogle and Mullen McGrew,
Mike Maley, Tim Daly and Barney O'Flaherty,
Danny O'Dolan and Seamus Carew.
O'Donnells and Patrick O'Bannigan.
Ryans, O'Briens, McLaughlins, and Lynch.
McGlones and McFaddens and Mr. Pat Flanagan.
Logans and Gogans, McPhersons, and Finch. Cowans, McGowans, and Carricks, and Garricks, Mahoney's, Maloney's, O'Donnells, O'Connells are here to join the Jubilee. It's a great day for the Irish. It's a great day for Clare.
Begosh, there's not a cop to stop parading.
Begone, all the cops are out parading. It's a great day for the Shamrock, for the flags in full array. And as we go a-swinging, every Irish heart is singing. It's a great, great
day. You've not embarrassed me in public as much as this since you was a baby in my arms.
Noonan, you're out of step.
Oh!
What's the matter with you, man?
Tis me heart again.
It's your heart?
Yes. Oh!
What are you holding the right side of you for?
Huh? That's what's the matter with me heart. It's on the wrong side of my body. Oh!
What's the matter, darling?
Oh! I'll have to stop marching.
Goodbye.
No!
Oh, Grandpa, let me take you to the doctor.
Sit still, child. I'll be all right in a minute. It's an old complaint of mine.
Why haven't you told me about it before?
Do you think I want to worry you with me ailments? I'll take a little medicine and I'll be all right in no time.
Do you want me to get you a spoon to measure it?
Oh, no, child. No, darling. Custom has made it possible for me to measure the dose correctly.
Happy birthday, Nellie. Oh, it's beautiful, Dad. Isn't it beautiful, Grandpa?
Well, come on, Nellie, make a wish.
And blow out the candles, darling.
And if I blow them all out, will I get my wish?
If you wish hard enough.
If you wish the proper thing, of course.
Well, I'm going to wish something that's been in my heart for a long, long time. Well, I tried, didn't I? I wonder what would have happened if they'd all gone out. It'd be fun to know, wouldn't it? But one little candle stays lit and I won't get my wish.
Mike?
Dad.
It's been a long time since I offered you my hand. But I mean it now just as I meant it then.
Oh, don't go, Daddy. Don't go, not now.
Well, that might be the department calling me.
Well, I'll answer it, but you stay here.
Hello? Yes? This is Western Union, Miss Kelly. We have a telegram for you. Will you accept it over the telephone? Thank you. Hold on, please.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Nellie Kelly. Happy birthday to you.
It's signed Dennis Fogarty.
Oh, thank you.
What was it, Nellie?
Oh, it was a telegram from Dennis Fogarty wishing me a happy birthday.
Dennis Fogarty?
He's a fine young man. You must ask him over sometime.
Ain't it a little too soon for you to be having boys on your mind?
Oh, well, I think it was nice of him to remember me.
Well,
Indeed it was. Come on, Nellie. Sit down. Cut the cake.
All right. Grandpa?
I don't eat cake.
Cut the cake, darling.
What is it?
Well, if you'll open it up, you can find out.
Oh, I just love opening packages, don't you, Grandpa? Wait a minute. Perfume! Oh, it's wonderful,
Is
Daddy.
it? I didn't know the name of it. I can't pronounce those French names.
Oh, it was sweet of you. Look, Grandpa.
Perfume. A fine present for a child. You'll be the wrong smell way ahead of your time.
You think of everything. Here.
Oh, glory be. What would Sergeant McGowan say if he smelled that on me?
Here is a sensible present that'll last you the rest of your life.
Oh, Grandpop, you shouldn't have.
It wouldn't be like me to be after forgetting it was your birthday.
I can hardly stand it. I can't. Grandpop, it is sweet. Oh, I'll keep it always. Look, Daddy.
Very pretty. Well, you're growing up fast, aren't you, darling? What with the telegrams and the flowers that came this afternoon?
Oh, 17's a wonderful birthday.
Why, I actually believe you're blushing.
I am not.
Well, he couldn't do any better. There's nothing wrong with Dennis Fogarty's eyesight. You're a grand girl.
Putting such ideas into your head, the baby that you are. He turned the head of me only child once before, but he'll not do it the second time.
And you'll not make my daughter unhappy as you did your own.
You're more mine than you are his.
I'd hate to think so.
Dad, Grandpa.
I'll not put up with the insults.
Now we can enjoy ourselves.
Oh!
Oh,
Nellie.
what is it, Grandpa?
Oh, 'tis me heart again.
Nellie.
Someday you'll be sorry when I'm dead and gone.
Grandpa.
Anyway, when I'm dead.
Grandpa.
Come now, darling. Don't you cry. I know your grandfather. If somebody doesn't kill him, he'll outlive the two of us.
But he's got a weak heart now.
Oh, sure, he's always had that. Only it ain't a heart anymore at all, it ain't. 'Tis an old shoe inside him.
Dad.
It is the truth.
Oh, his heart's as big as his body.
You mean his head? If he'd only go to work, Nellie. If he'd been a working man all his life, he'd not had the time to be getting into so much trouble or to be causing it for others.
But he's too old now to work.
Too old, is he? Oh, the government says you're young enough till you're 65.
Do you really think work could cure him?
Yes, I do. But I'm afraid the thought of it would kill him.
Then I'll get him a job before he has time to even think about it.
Every little once in a while, you act just like your mother.
Do I?
Yes. And you've got the spirit of your mother in you, too. There wasn't a day of her life that she didn't try to do the very same thing. And if you succeed, you can offer a prayer of thanks to her. Only I hope you won't be waiting for that until you say your next prayers. You laugh like your mother, too. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Was on a bright morning in summer when I first heard his voice speaking low as he said to a colleen beside him, "Who's that pretty girl milking her cow?" Ach, many times often ye met me and told me that I should be your darling Akushla Alana Mahavorni Nasulish Macri. Pretty girl, with no one there to show her how. The pretty girl is now milking her cow. I have not the the manners or graces of the girls in the world where ye move, and I have not their beautiful faces, but oh, I've a heart that can love, and if it plays ye, I'll dress me in satin with jewels, jewels in me bra. But don't be after forgetting your pretty girl milking her cow. Pretty girl, pretty cow. I'm sure this song would have never been wrote if the pretty girl had been milking her goat, but the goat wasn't feeling well anyhow, so the pretty girl was milking her cow. Her cow, her cow. La 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 la. La 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 la. A pretty girl milking her cow.
I'll answer it. Hello? Yes? Just a moment, please. It's for you, Dad.
Are you disappointed?
Oh.
Hello?
McGowan speaking. Borden and Price picked up 2 men connected with the Claw case.
All right, I'll be right over.
Oh, do you have to go?
Yes, darling, I do. I'm sorry. Save the cake and we'll have it for breakfast.
All right.
Good night, sweetheart.
Good night. Mr. Fogarty, of all people.
Happy birthday.
Thanks a lot.
I hope you like candy.
My. Flowers this afternoon and a telegram this evening and now candy. Gee, what next?
Me? Is your apartment crowded with people?
No, there's nobody here but me.
Oh, Nellie, I'm not a delivery boy.
No. Oh, I beg your pardon. I'm so sorry. Now, what could I have been thinking of? Won't you come in, please? Oh. Thank you. Won't you come in?
You alone a lot?
I like being alone.
Well, I won't stay very long.
Oh, my, but you're Irish.
You have a touch of it yourself.
Slightly. Won't you sit down?
Thank you. How is that stubborn old granddad of yours?
Oh, you know about him.
Mm-hmm. Am I going to have trouble with him, Nellie?
Well, I don't know what you mean.
Yes, you do.
Well, you see, Grandpop's awfully strict, and he has an awful bad temper.
Well, maybe we could cure him of that.
Cure him? Oh, if we only could.
Well, you're afraid of him.
Oh, no, it's much more than that. You see, I love him very much. And I couldn't do anything to hurt him. Could I?
Would your father mind if you went with me to a dinner party and dance next Friday evening at the Waldorf?
No, I'm sure he wouldn't.
Would you like to go?
Oh, yes.
Well, that'd break the ice.
No, Grandpa, never let me go. You see, I've never been to that kind of a party before.
Well, ask your father, and if he says you may, just tell your granddad you're going.
No, but it'd never work. But I know something that might, and you can help me.
What?
A job.
A job?
Yes. Your father's a contractor, isn't he?
Yes.
And you're the foreman?
That's right.
Well, don't you see, if Gramp had something else on his mind, he wouldn't have so much time to worry about me.
You want us to give him a job?
Why, Dennis, that's a wonderful idea.
Why, it'd be a salvation.
Will you do it?
All right. You bring him over to 31st and 3rd Avenue tomorrow morning at 7:15, and I'll put him on.
Dennis! Dennis! Oh, it's so wonderful I can't hardly stand it. I'm just busting. Oh, it's so wonderful, honestly. It's so... Oh, what have I done? Oh, what must you think of me?
I think you're marvelous.
I'm sorry,
I'm not.
but I kissed you.
Much too quickly.
Will you forgive me?
I'm not that kind of a guy. Now, if I'd kissed you, I'd expect you to forgive me.
Well, I wouldn't.
Then I won't.
Yeah, but I had a reason for kissing you.
I hope your granddad takes the job.
So do I.
It'd be a better reason again.
If he does, I will.
Is that a promise?
Yes.
Shake.
Good morning, Nellie.
Good morning.
Say, what are you doing all dressed up so early in the morning? It's only 6:30.
I've got to get Grandpa to work.
To work? Oh, glory.
He doesn't know about it yet.
Oh, he doesn't know about it. Well, in that case, then I'll not stop for my tea. I'll get out as fast as I can before you break the news to him. I don't want to be an eyewitness to a nervous breakdown. Goodbye, darling.
Goodbye. Grandpa! Grandpa! Oh, Dad! 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 Dad!
Well?
You wouldn't mind if Dennis took me to a party Friday night, would you?
I wouldn't mind at all.
It's at the Waldorf Hotel.
At the Waldorf, no less. My. You'll be needing a new party dress, I suppose.
Oh, Dad, do you mean it? Could I?
Well, now, do you think the daughter of Captain Kelly would go to a party unless she looked like the daughter of Captain Kelly? Oh, there'll be none there to equal you.
Oh, you're the most wonderful father a girl ever had.
I'd have to be for the kind of a daughter I've got.
Oh, aren't you afraid of spoiling me saying such nice things?
Not at all. I understand young Dennis Fogarty's an Irishman, too.
Oh, Dad.
Have you informed your grandfather yet?
No, but I will.
It seems to me you have a very interesting morning ahead of you. Goodbye, and good luck.
Thank you. Grandpa, are you up yet?
Yes, I'm up. But for the life of me, I don't know why. Coming into a man's room and waking him out of a sound sleep and saying, put on your old clothes. We're going to dig in the sand and have fun this morning. Look at me. For all the world like a hod carrier. Dig in the sand? What kind of fun is that she's up to, I'd like to know.
Grandpa, will you please hurry?
Rome wasn't built in a day, young lady. And I'll not go digging around with you neither. You're too old to play in the sand, and so am I.
Grandpa?
Oh, yell your head off. I'll take me time. Just when a man should be having his best sleep, she's here and she...
You'll be sorry you didn't eat your breakfast.
'Tis too early to eat.
You've a long day before you.
It was a short night I had behind me, too.
Well, you'll be in bed earlier tonight.
Oh, now I will, though. And why, I'd like to know.
You'll be tired out.
I wouldn't be so sure of that if I was you. I'm a man of great endurance, both physically and mentally.
I'm glad to know that.
Haven't you been aware of it before?
Sometimes I've wondered why you've never worked.
Oh, you have? And what conclusion did you come to?
I'm coming to it now.
Huh?
Come on.
And be sure and get here. We're waiting for it. Right. Good morning.
Good morning, Dennis. You've met my grandfather.
Yes, I have. Good morning, Mr. Noonan. Congratulations. I didn't think you'd make it.
Make what, could I ask?
The job.
Oh, you didn't, did you? Well.
But you'll get used to it again.
Will I now? Well.
It's only a question of time.
Is that so? Well.
All you got to do is to take it easy for the first couple of days.
Easy, you say?
Yes, you'll get to love it.
And what'll I take easy?
We're digging a foundation.
Digging?
Yes, Grandpop.
Yes, what?
Just... yes.
Are the wages good?
Union scale, Mr. Noonan.
Union scale, think of that.
In short hours.
Less than 60 minutes?
Well, no, I meant that...
Did it ever occur to you that I might not be a union man?
Yes, it did.
So you thought I was a scab?
No, sir, I've arranged it.
And I'd work with a lot of other scabs.
Every man in the job belongs to a union, Mr. Noonan.
Why, I should take you across my knee.
But why, Grandpa?
Insulting a man of my principles, the young puppy. Using me to bust up a union, are you? Putting in a scab amongst decent, hard-working union men.
Grandpa.
Could I close my eyes at night, knowing that I helped take the bread out of the mouths of the worthy?
Mr. Noonan.
You'll not use me to start trouble in the ranks of me fellow men?
What's up, brother?
Ask him.
Oh, it's nothing, Bill. This young lady here.
Only to me. Here comes the old man. It's a mistake. Oh, what's going on here?
Your son's engaging scabs on the job.
What's this? Who's the scab? Don't say it, Fogarty. I'm not a scab. You.
He knows him. The old man's in on it.
Boys, get back to your
Gentlemen, please! Listen to me. This man's my grandfather. And I brought him here this morning because I wanted him to have a job. Just like any other man. Is there anything wrong with that? But Mr. Fogarty had no idea of putting my grandfather to work until your delegate approved of it.
Or until I did.
Well, that's all.
All right, boys, let's go back to work. Come on.
Oh, Dennis,
Forget it, Nellie.
Yes, and forget that you'll ever put Mike Noonan to work. Come on, darling. Let's go dig in the sand and have some fun.
Nellie, will you please hold still, darling?
I'm sorry.
You're like a jumping jack.
I can't help it. I'm so excited.
I'm a nervous wreck myself.
Oh, isn't it fun?
I haven't enjoyed myself quite so much since I tried to saddle a fractious yearling in a box stall. There you are.
Gee, thanks, Dad.
Well, turn around. Let's have a look at you. You look for all the world like a princess.
Oh, isn't it sweet?
'Tis you that make it so.
Oh, gee.
Well, come on, run in and let your grandfather see how pretty you look. What's the trouble? Haven't you told him yet?
Yes, I have, but he doesn't approve.
Well, he will when he sees you. Sure, the sight of you'd melt even his heart. Off you go.
Grandpop. What do you think of me?
Now, ain't that a fine question to be asking me after all these years? You know what I think of you. You're an elegant girl, considering your environment.
Don't you like my dress?
'Tis not exactly what I'd have picked out for you myself.
Well, I'll let you select my next one.
And I'll let him pay for it.
What I think don't seem to matter. I've outlived my usefulness in this house. 'Tis plain to see that. And maybe you'd be a lot better off if I got out.
Grandpa.
Nellie, he's working on your sympathies again. You mustn't let him get away with it.
What'll I do?
Well, just pay no attention to him at all. He'll get over it. Now, what time did you say young Fogarty was calling for you?
8 o'clock.
Well, I hope you have a grand time. I'll be seeing you in the morning. You can tell me all about it.
All right.
Good night, darling.
Good night, Dad.
Nellie, I want to have a talk with you.
Oh, not now, Grandpop. In the morning, please. I'll never be ready if I stop to talk to you now.
You look darling, you do.
Oh, I thought you didn't approve.
Listen to you. Haven't you been the apple of my eye ever since the day you was born?
Yes.
Well, don't say it like you doubted me.
Oh, I don't.
Nor should you. And haven't I looked after you like you was my very own?
Yes.
Speak up, Nellie. I can hardly hear you.
Yes, you have.
And you do love me the more for it?
Yes.
I'd not complain if I thought so.
But, Grandpop...
You've twisted me around your little finger most of my life, just like your mother did. And haven't I always given in to you? What?
You wouldn't go to work.
Stick to the subject.
Oh, let's talk tomorrow, Grandpa, please.
Nellie, I'll not be here tomorrow if you go out tonight.
I'll get it, Dad. Hello? Oh, hello, Nellie. What?
I'm sorry. Of course, I'd love to go to the party, but it's impossible. I'll tell you some other time. Please don't ask me now. Goodbye.
What's the matter, son?
Well, that was Nellie. She can't go.
Why not?
I don't know. She asked me not to ask her why.
'Tis Mike Noonan's doing. You can be sure of that. If it had been anything else, she'd have said so. But he's not going to get away with it.
Well, what are you
Not
gonna...
on me, he won't.
What are you going to do?
What time are you supposed to call for, Nellie?
8 o'clock.
You've got 20 minutes.
Oh, but Dad, she...
Just call for her. She'll be waiting for you. I'll see to that.
Thanks, Dad.
Nellie! All right, I'm coming. I'm coming.
Michael Noonan?
Yes?
You're under arrest.
What's that? Wait a minute. Take your hands off of me or I'll break you in two.
We don't want any trouble with you.
I'll mop up the floor with you.
Get going.
I'll spread you all over the county of Cork.
Grandpop! Grandpop! You can't arrest him!
Sorry, miss, but we're going to try to...
Wait a minute. Nellie! Nellie!
I'll call my father! Captain Kelly!
Yes. Yes, I know all about it, darling. Don't you fret. He's in good hands. He's right where he belongs. Now, you go along to the party and have a good time. But I'm warning you, be home before 12 o'clock. I'll not be able to hold him after midnight.
Having any fun?
Oh, wonderful. It was nice of your father to have my grandpop arrested.
It was nothing. He was glad to do it. How about sitting the rest of this one out?
You tired?
Well, no, I want to talk to you.
Oh. What about?
Well, isn't it customary to sit at least one dance out during a party?
Is it?
Well, sure. A fella takes a girl to a party, and sometime during the evening they slip away and
And talk.
Of course.
It sounds silly.
Well, it isn't.
All right, I'll try it. I thought you wanted to talk.
I did. I do.
I'm listening.
Isn't silence more expressive at times?
What do you mean, guessing?
Well, yes, and making things up you'd like to say, and then...
Saying something else.
No, just looking
Where?
at each other.
Without speaking?
Yes,
Why?
because to speak breaks the spell.
Oh, I see. Well, let's try it.
Oh, gee, Nellie, you can't do those things just like yanking rabbits out of a hat. When two people are attracted to each other, a mood is unconsciously created.
Aren't you in the mood?
Not now, naturally not.
Why?
Because we're talking.
Oh, well, I won't say another word. I don't feel anything.
Forget it, Nellie. Someday you'll know what I mean.
Shall we dance, Dennis?
If you'd like.
10 days. Next case.
Michael Noonan. Michael Noonan.
Michael Noonan?
That's my name.
You're charged with creating a disturbance with intent to incite a strike on the building job of Timothy J. Fogarty, contractor.
Not guilty.
Quiet. I'll ask for your comments.
'Tis an innocent man I am.
If you don't keep quiet, I'll hold you in contempt of this court.
And you'd be right, too, Your Honor, 'cause that's all I have for it.
Very well, since you persist. You'll pay the court $25 or 30 days. The charge brought against you by Timothy J. Fogarty is outside the jurisdiction of this court and is therefore dismissed. But the fine stays. That case?
Hi, Dennis. Oh, hello. Stop it, Nellie. I can't do this kind of dancing.
You're doing fine.
A lot of fun, isn't it?
Yeah, it sure is.
I feel like a leaping gazelle.
Why do you care what you feel like?
I'm warning you, Nellie. If you don't stop, I'll tell everybody here you're just dying to sing for them.
Oh, Dennis, you wouldn't dare do that. I don't know any of them.
Oh, you want to sing, do you? That's fine. That's fine. It's all right. I know, Al. Hi, Al. Will you hold it a minute? I certainly do. Miss Kelly has just been dying to sing for us all evening.
No.
And with a little persuasion, I'm sure she'd be glad to oblige. Is that applause I hear? Now, if you'll all be seated and make yourselves comfortable. Miss Kelly?
Have you ever suffered that horrible thing of having your hostess ask you to sing? And just because you're so polite, you mumble through your teeth, all right. And suddenly a deathly gloom descends upon the entire room. And the whispering gallery starts to ring with, "Hold your hats, she's gonna sing." Well, here I am with great regret, an innocent victim of etiquette. I'm going to sing, but not for long. And though it's old, it's a lovely song. Why am I smiling and why do I sing? Why does September seem sunny as spring? Why do I get up each morning and start happy and head up with joy in my heart? Why is each new task a trifle to do? Because I am living a life full of you. I'm singing in the rain, just singing in the rain. What a glorious feeling, I'm happy again. I'm laughing at clouds so dark up above. The sun's in my heart and I'm ready for love. Let the stormy clouds chase everyone from the place. Come on with the rain, I've a smile on my face. I'll walk down the lane with a happy refrain and singing, just singing in the rain. I'm singing in the rain, oh, I'm singing in the rain. What a grand, what a glorious feeling, I'm happy again. I'm laughing at clouds so dark up above. The sun's in my heart, I'm getting ready for love. The stormy clouds chase everyone from the place. And come on with the rain, I've a smile on my face. I walk down the lane with a happy refrain and singing, singing, singing in the rain. Oh, I'm singing in the rain. I'm happy again. My troubles have fled. A rainbow's ahead. I'm singing, singing. I'm singing in the rain.
ride in Central Park and get a breath of fresh air?
Oh, but I have to be home before 12 o'clock.
Well, it's only 5 after 11. Come on.
All right.
What kind of a free country is this, anyhow? Let me out of here. I'll have the lot of you stripped of your buttons. Arresting a man under false pretense and then charging him $25 for speaking his mind. $25, no less. You call that free speech?
Take it easy, me man. Open up. Your fine has been paid and you're at liberty to go where you please.
Who paid me fine?
A gentleman by the name of Timothy Fogarty.
Fogarty? You can give him his money back. I'll not be leaving under the circumstances.
Well, you can't stay here.
Why can't I?
It's against the law. Come along now. You're a lucky Scotchman. Get along now.
Isn't it wonderful that they still have horses in New York?
Yes, it is.
I hope we'll always have horses. Don't you?
Yes, but there are times when I could do without them.
You know, ever since I can remember, it seems the cabbies are the same ones.
Yes.
They never seem to get any older looking. Have you noticed that?
No, but I will from now on.
I've always wanted to do this.
So have I.
What time is it, Dennis?
5 minutes to 12.
What? Oh, Dennis, I'll never be home by midnight.
Well, a couple of minutes won't matter.
Oh, but it will. I promised that I would be. I have to be home before my grandpop.
Cabby, step on the gas. We're in a hurry. 315 Gaylor Street. Wait for me.
Good night, Dennis.
Good night,
Have a lovely evening. Grandpop.
Hello, Mr. Noonan.
Oh, Grandpop, we've had such a grand evening. Don't spoil it now by being angry.
And what kind of an evening do you think I had? Your father had me locked up. You inveigled me granddaughter into disobeying me. You're no better than your old man, and it's me that's telling you I knew him in Ireland. And he wasn't to be trusted over there any more than he is here.
That isn't true.
You're the puppy of a mongrel dog.
Please, Grand.
Only your age saves you, Mr. Noonan.
A Fogarty will never live to see the day when he can stand up against the Noonan.
Oh,
stand aside, Nellie, and I'll break him in two.
You're a ridiculous old man.
Ridiculous, am I? I'll spread you all over the county and court. You're brave hiding behind a woman's skirts, you are.
Here, what's going on here? What's the... Oh, so it is you.
Keep your hands off of me.
All right, everybody, go along with you all now. Go on, good night, go on.
Don't let me see you around here again.
You shut up. I'm sorry about this, Dennis.
And so am I, Captain Kelly. I guess I said some things I shouldn't.
More than likely you said what you should. Well, good night, son.
Good night, sir. And thanks.
Come on, darling, don't you cry.
Oh, I'm so ashamed.
Well, you needn't be.
Isn't it awful? Isn't it just perfectly terrible? No matter how hard I try to please him, I never seem to.
And you never will, darling. You've spoiled him by giving him his own way too much.
But it seems right that I should.
You're wrong, Nellie. 'Tis fine to give. You should. But you must understand, you can't keep on giving all the time unless you take once in a while, too. 'Cause soon there'll be nothing at all and you're left to give.
That's the way I feel now.
On the other hand, a person can't go along taking all the time either without losing a sense of capacity. If they do, they swell up and bust. That's what's going to happen to your grandfather.
Dad, do you think he realizes that he did wrong tonight?
Not yet, but he will when I get through with him.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to have it out with him. You've been dominated by him long enough. He's done your thinking for you once too often. Why, you're of age now to have a mind of your own. Will you stick on my side, Nellie? 'Tis for his own sake as well as yours.
Yes, I will, Dad.
Good girl. I'm not going to pull any punches either.
Oh, you wouldn't strike him, would you?
Only in self-defense.
Come in, Nellie.
Well, you've made a holy show of yourself tonight, and I hope you know it. This is the last time you'll do it.
I'll not listen to your father.
That's up to you, Grandpop.
If you're any kind of a man at all, you'd ask Nellie to forgive you. And thank me for not putting you out of my house.
Would I now?
Yes, Grandpop, you would.
So he's finally turned you against me.
You've done it yourself.
I love you, Grandpop.
Nellie,
Let the child speak her mind.
if she did, you'd not believe your ears.
Speak up, Nellie.
Grandpop, all my life I've watched you act like you hated my father. And I never could understand why. I can't now. But it's been the cause for all our unhappiness. Right now I feel like I could cry. I've felt like that many times. Times that you didn't even know about. He's the grandest father a girl ever had. I know my mother thought so. And the home we have, you and I, Dad's responsible for. You've often told me that you wouldn't stay here if it wasn't for me. Well, it's awful hard for me to say so, Grandpop, but I think that now you should have a better reason.
Mike, there's a lot of time in front of us yet to be friends. What do you say?
If there's a better reason, I fail to see it. And the time has come for me to get out.
No, Nellie. If you stopped him now, he'd be worse than ever.
Oh, I'm sorry to keep bothering you, Mr. Keevan, but haven't you seen my grandfather yet?
No, I haven't.
Well, hasn't he even called you or anything?
I told you I would gladly let you know if I heard anything.
Oh, it's all my fault. And I'll never forgive myself if anything's happened to him.
Nothing has happened to him. I'd bet on that. There isn't an Irishman in this world that would deliberately let anything happen to him unless he notified you first.
Thank you.
Oh, now, darling, stop worrying. I've got the whole department looking for him.
But, Dad, he's so dependent.
Well, your grandfather can take care of himself. He'll show up sooner or later.
Do you really think so?
Sure I do. Now, cheer up and go and get dressed. You mustn't let anything interfere with the way you're going to look tonight.
All right, Dad.
It's the same old song they sing. I love you. The boys are all mad about Nellie, the daughter of Officer Kelly, and it's all day long they bring flowers all dripping with dew, and they join in the chorus of Nellie Kelly. I love you. It's the same old song we sing. I love you. The boys are all mad about Nellie, the daughter of Officer Kelly, and it's all day long they bring flowers all dripping with dew, and they join in the chorus of Nellie Kelly. I love you. Dance with me.
You know I'd adore it with.
Dance with me.
I'm thrilled to death o'er it with.
Dance with me.
I've been waiting for it with you.
It's a lovely night when we are dancing together. It's a lovely night, but the forecast says stormy weather.
All of you, I'd like to be dancing with all of you. Perhaps be romancing with all of you. It would be entrancing, that's true. But it is
isn't quite fair to the rest. So if you will all line up abreast, I will dance with the one I like best.
Get up, Nellie. Everybody's looking at us.
Captain, you want it on the telephone?
Oh, excuse me a minute, Nellie.
Shall we dance?
Oh, really, Dennis, I'm not in the mood.
Are you in the mood for a drive in Central Park? Are you?
Well, if we aren't gone too long.
Let's go.
Dennis, do you see what I see? Grandpa, you're alive!
Of course I'm alive. Could I be up here if I wasn't?
Come down here this minute till I hug you.
Stop your racket. You want the horse to run away and him not paid for yet?
And you're working. You got a job.
What's so peculiar about that?
Congratulations, Mr. Noonan.
Keep your compliments to yourself.
Oh, Dennis, isn't it wonderful?
Remember what you said?
What?
That you'd kiss me the day your grandfather went to work.
Oh, that, certainly. I'll kiss everybody in town.
That I should live to see the day. Whoa!
Well, I just found out where your grandfather is.
Yes, and there he goes.
What? Get in the car. Follow that cab.
Whoa! Fogarty! Nice work, Fogarty! Will you stop that whistle?
Keep that siren going.
Fogarty!
Mike, are you all right?
Don't mind me, is the horse all right?
It does me heart good to see you with the job.
I've always said a man who refuses to work is a curse to civilization.
Let's all go for a ride with Grandpa.
I think that'd be fine.
So do I.
Get in! Hold on, there's only room for 3. Where to now?
Home, James.
Get up, Fogarty.
It's the same old song they sing. I love you.
The boys are all mad about Nellie.
The daughter of Officer Kelly.
And it's all day long they bring flowers all dripping with dew.
And they join in the chorus of Nellie Kelly. I love
Well, that's the way it was on February 20th, 1941. By the way, both of those movies were playing in the Chicago area. They weren't playing on the same bill, but they were playing in the Chicago area. And neither of them were playing in Chicago's Loop. They were they were out in the neighborhoods, so you'd be able to go. And you know what was interesting too? When I was going through the movie listings, and because it was a midweek listing, they were giving away at almost every neighborhood theater. They were giving away dishes. Now, if you guys, some of my older listeners and viewers might remember this, but back in the day, and Gene Shepard on one of his programs touched upon this, they would give you a dish a week. So you would go to the movies, and eventually, if you went enough times, you would have a full place setting or a whole set of dishes. So, 1 week it would be a plate, another week. They had one for a gravy boat. So you can, boy, if you missed a day, you can end up with only like 2 plates or 3 plates or something, and or maybe have an odd and even number of forks and knives and who knows whatnot. But it was kind of cool to see that in there, the different plates and stuff that you would be able to get, just a whole heck of a lot of almost every theater. So it was a big deal back in 1941, February of 1941. It was kind of a neat thing to see. When I read the Saturday movie listings on the newspaper channel, they don't have the plates and the giveaways, but during the week they did. I'll tell you what we have coming up tomorrow night in just 90 seconds. If you enjoy the content on this channel, not only subscribe, but please donate to its upkeep. Because of the vintage old-time radio, films, and music that we feature, this channel does not qualify for YouTube monetization. Help motivate us to keep posting this wonderful content and seeking out more. We'd like to think that this channel is more interesting than any other nostalgia channel of a similar type. Help us keep going by donating. In the description section of this video, you will find a secure link to PayPal. Any little bit helps. Thank you for your support. If you love old-time radio, film, and music, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and click on the bell icon to get notifications as to when a new upload will premiere. If you are interested in World War II as much as I am, check out our other channel, the World War II newspaper channel. Expand the description section to this video and you will see a link that will take you there. Now, I'd suggest listening to the latest upload to decide if it's your thing. Over there, you will hear the Chicago Tribune read to you for between 90 minutes to 2 hours. You will get a much more detailed look about what it was like to actually live through World War II than I can give you just by sharing radio broadcasts. You will not only hear detailed news of the big battles and historical events, you will hear trivial facts about the war. You will hear news from the United States home front from the early stages of U.S. mobilization and war protests to Pearl Harbor and the ramping up of the war machine to the final victories and reconversion. You will hear every facet of American life change forever. Well, tomorrow night we have, a typical Friday, I suppose. We have The Lone Ranger, Superman, and Information Please. Joe Davidson is the guest on Information Please. So, very typical stuff. Well, until tomorrow night, I'm Henry Chop, your host. Let's turn off this old tube radio or turn off the film projector. I took the white sheet down off the wall. My wife is now happy. I could put all that stuff in the closet. And you know what? Good night. God bless.
This changing world, this changing scene, where is it taking us? What does it mean? As long as we're certain of each other, we know we don't have to be afraid. These changing times we rise above. We have no time for them. We have our love, and love is the only thing that still remains the same through all this change.